些細な喜びたちを育てていきませんか。あなたの顔が少し寂しそうでジョークの一つでも言えたらな。溢れる気持ちに戸惑っては何度もしたためるラブレター。いつまで丸めて捨ててるの。目と目合えば不思議なもんで無理して笑ってもバレてしまうな。はい多分でも大丈夫あなたがいるのならば。気の利いたことは言えないけど一緒に猫に会いに行きませんか。些細な喜びたちを育てていきませんか。
このただ今の妄想と現実に一席を閉じて個線を磨け。軽快な悩むなんだよまた一つ消去。頭からケツまでそれがまだエンタメイト。まだ人海ない先もといった将来を大地蹴飛ばしてもっと舞い上がって。Everybody put your hands up さあ fly 翼になる見てみたいな宇宙
to tell you please take care of yourself. Then with tear-stained eyes I sadly said goodbye as I waved and wished you farewell. Then I think of how much longer I must wait. I look inside myself and feel something new. I wanna stop and grow up again. It's all because I'm feeling sad and then I cry. I don't know why. The courage that I need, the power to succeed, gives me the strength to fly. It's all because of when I see my friends, oh my. Every time they're always behind me, pushing me on, lighting the fire in me. Then suddenly my calm and confidence starts swelling up, magically erupt. And it's all because of kindness that I feel from people I don't even know. I won't forget the times we shared and our pleasant days, always. And I'll never lose the strength to succeed and the courage to do what I must. Your smile makes my heart explode. Breakdown, breakdown. Let's break down, break down. Let's break down, break down. Break down, break down. Shining justice never there. Brand new bedtime. 交差する息吹。岬から潮風。トンネル抜けてどれ。惹かれ合い小道。迷い込む。心に溶け込む影。照らす黄金のスピリッツ、それは守り抜く光。Let the voice of love take you higher. 集まる力で時さえ超えて。99 Beats are summer. 巡る勇気で生きる街。Great times.
This is not going to be good. But we will see. We will indeed see. You, Corey. Hopefully this doesn't have the old layout. It does. I couldn't get it done in time. Hey, bums. Diamond Unbreakable is the worst part. So they say. We're going to figure out why. There goes ALX bullying small YouTubers again. This was most definitely a BG idea. Even though I did vote for this. Look. We can't do anything right. It's clear. It's clear. We can't bully. If we go under us, we're bullying people. If we go over us, we're just trying to get clout. If we're going around us, well, you just made a long stream that was bad. Okay, cool. So you're just not going to ever engage. Happy to be here. That's a lie. Why is it doing that? Sometimes we need to bring back bullying, appropriate bullying.
Once again, I am baffled by the first frame.
Always. Hello, bums. Yo, I picked this video. How bad is it? Morb, happy to be here. Have no fear. There's no trolls here. Can't hack in Detroit. Morb, no, just bullying. Just ignore. Hey there. Hey. There's no scams.
Just Morb.
Just Morb. What's up? I'm not even shouting you out, you Corey. Dutch, Blaze, C, One True King, Triton, Carlo, Neo, Stop Talking, Nami the Goat, Dawn. Oh no, that doesn't look good.
No, I just don't
Blaze.
know why, but
Hi.
the thumbnail, I mean the description.
Oh yeah.
What is that?
Maybe they just
Why?
copy pasted something.
No,
and-
no. It's no. So what is going on?
Maybe you just need to close your YouTube and force close it. Gavin, Nightfall, Ulysses, Jerobo, Hope, Victory Greymon, me. I believe that is everybody. What's up?
There's a tab that just says try experimental new features. Oh my goodness, YouTube. Ask questions, get AI powered answers. What? Play games on YouTube? Explore comment topics summarized by AI. Whatever. I'm just looking for light mode because that didn't work.
It's about to be the brightest.
This is
light.
This is horrible. Why is this even an option?
Oh no, that looks terrible. Some people can't see dark mode, or have issues with
Well, bye. This planet ain't for you. You guys to go. In Minecraft. that covers everything. Oh, there was that dude that was there was some dude that was like, man, I'll kill this senator. It's horrible. He deserves to die. He's gonna get it. In Minecraft. Police showed up to his door. He's like, what
Mom's door.
Mom's door.
Hey.
And he just walks down in his pajamas all sadly, like, oh no,
And-
Minecraft.
It's exactly who you would think would be saying that type of thing.
It's a type.
And he fit the type. Description boys.
Man, I miss this. I just hate. I gotta switch back.
Immediately after.
I feel I've been weirdly positive lately, so it feels great to go on an old-fashioned rant like this, like the good old times in this channel. On a completely unrelated note, this thumbnail is awesome. Is it? It's fine.
Gavin, Phil with the light is truly one of the greatest things ever.
I don't feel
Radiating off his fingers.
I don't feel I usually make good ones, so pretty proud of how this one turned out. It's a fine thumbnail. It's just basic masking and putting words. It's just fine. Nothing
Nothing to write home about.
Super great. Yeah, really wondering what he is gonna say about this. Especially considering his part 5 video, which was not very good.
Oh, you watched it? Was it a positive or a negative video?
Slanting towards
You're
negative.
boring! You're fucking dull! You have nothing to say!
This is just a spoiler. You best believe if we stream that Spider-Man, fake pronouns will be part of it. Fake pronouns.
That's another one I'm curious about.
What's up,
'cause
Chris?
I just finished Spider-Man, and outside the ending, which I have problems with,
Oh boy.
I think it is a good game.
Yes, it is a good game. I'm sure Mike will want to discuss it on the podcast tomorrow, so we will save that for that. I guess we just get into it.
It's JoJo time, everybody. Okay, it's been a
Pause.
while, but
Persona music.
No, it's fine. Why Morb? What was the reason for that?
Yeah, why morb?
Maybe it's just
Maybe
the word
he's
time.
about to morb.
It's just the word time. It's morbing time. It's JoJo time. So that's got to be the only connection.
But there's
here.
a lot of time things. He could have just did the good heavens, look at the time, and it's just JoJo's. There's a literal already made meme for it.
Maybe it's just he wanted to get on the ground level with the joke.
buddy. Okay, it's been a while, but I finally made it to Diamond is Unbreakable, the part considered by many to be the best JoJo has to offer. Which is obviously false because part 2 exists, or at least that's what I thought before getting into this, but I didn't really know if that opinion was going to hold. After all, JoJo so far has been nothing but surprises on how much my feelings on the series have changed. If there's anything I can tell you right off the bat though, it's that Diamond is Unbreakable is really peculiar. Or yes, bizarre you might even say. Haha, funny. How many times am I gonna make that joke during this series? Don't ask.
Anko says, 2 seconds in and there is Persona music. We should add that to the bingo list.
It's
Suck
so.
my dick. That's my request to you.
Well, I guess that's the answer to that request.
He made the video, Comey is the epitome of boring, which has been on the list for a very long time. He also made A Hater Revisits JoJo Bizarre Adventure Part 1, Why Battle Tendency is the Best. A Hater Revisits JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 3. Okay, revisits. Okay. Slow, or is it?
I know, you know, it's
Yeah, that's what
gotta
I'm
do
saying.
his thing.
I think that editing is better than the thumbnail.
If there's one thing I can say about part 4 is that it immediately leaves an impression for having the worst beginning out of any part so far. Just based off the fact
I'm not so young anymore. Was that a meme, a reference, or is it just Kanye funny?
Kanye usually has a very stoic face, and I guess that's the joke.
Okay. I didn't find it funny.
it reveals that
Actually, gotta.
Just based off the fact, it reveals that this part's JoJo is actually Joseph's son. That's right, Joseph motherfucking Joestar cheated on his wife and had a child in Japan. Why? Araki, why would you do this to your best and most lovable character?
Can characters not have flaws? Can they not make mistakes? Can it not be a heat of the moment type of thing, a passion type of thing? Does he need to be perfect in order for his character to remain true? He made a mistake. He continues to be the same character that he was before.
Are we saying that he isn't a piece of shit? Like, in the part he was in, he was not portrayed many times as a piece of shit.
Yeah, he peeped in on a woman. He is a woman guy. Kanye face is funny. Is that just it? How dare characters make mistakes?
No, it's not weird that he did it. It's just that I would have liked of him not to have done it.
Mm-hmm. But I can accept characters making mistakes and being pieces of crap.
Best and most lovable character. You take the greatest man alive and make him a cheater? What the fuck is wrong with you, Araki?
The best and most lovable. I
have
think that he would have explained it in his part 2 video.
Yes.
But he still peeped in on a woman in that one.
Yes.
That is a fact that you have to come to terms with. So he's already done something womanizing.
And morally reprehensible. It's not, and technically illegal. I was about to say it's not illegal to cheat. But that most certainly is. Which was his mom.
Yeah, we're not bringing that part up because he didn't know that.
Make him a cheater? What the fuck is wrong with you, Araki? Why'd you do this? This is like going to thank the guy who saved you from a house fire when you were a little child or something, and you've looked up to him your entire life, and then you discover he's a meth addict who beats his dogs for fun. What the fuck, Araki? Well,
Okay, but you can still appreciate that he saved you and be thankful for that, even if he's a piece of It's not an all or nothing game. Thank you for the super chat, Master
Suck
Jink.
my dick. That's my request to you.
I watched his part 1 video and it was really bad. He said that Zeppeli's death served no purpose and that the ending of part 1 was bad.
Of course he did. I'd like to see that part.
part 4 managed to immediately piss me off within the first few minutes of the story, so I see we're starting great. Couldn't have just made a Jotaro's child from a one-night stand, or nah. We can't
Why is a one night stand better? You're not
Divine
taking care of your
Instinct
child.
Goku,
You're
Ultra
banging a
Essence
girl
Goku,
and
True
leaving.
Divine
Why is that
Essence
better?
Goku.
Is it just because you like Joseph's more?
Nah, we can't imagine doing that.
And that's
No.
also not in his character. It seems more to be in Joseph's character to do that.
Imagine doing that. No. Yeah, Joseph has to cheat. Yes, necessary plot development. Anyway, that's the backstory of Josuke, I guess. Part 4's very own JoJo. A simple yet effective character for what this part wants to accomplish. Josuke stands out as a JoJo precisely for his lack of uniqueness, but not in the...
Okay. Let's go back. And just
precisely for his lack of uniqueness, but not in the sense that he has no personality or that he's a cardboard cutout, and nothing of the sort. He's just a very believable, normal-ass guy, though with some classic JoJo quirkiness, and this works very well considering Part 4 spends a lot of time on slice-of-life shenanigans.
But isn't that Jotaro?
Yeah, I was about to say, how is Jotaro not a normal person? He's just more stoic and just sort of awesome type of guy where he...
How are any of the JoJos not normal people with just slight eccentricities?
Jonathan, he's just some really nice guy. What's his big wacky thing? And Jotaro, this is not... He said that it was a good thing, but it's not even a thing.
No.
Oh, hell no.
Shenanigans, but we'll get to that in a little bit. Jotaro's also here, who works kind of better as a side character than a protagonist, to be real. His quiet, serious self makes it very hard for him to carry a show as the main point of intrigue. Though thankfully, in Star Wars Crusaders, the whole group was always moving together and everyone had...
I was about to say, was he the main point of intrigue?
And he... No, I'm not getting into it with the anime versus the manga and the way Joseph, his face and blah, 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 blah.
And everyone had really great chemistry, so it wasn't...
I would not call Joseph normal, and Jotaro is stoic to the point of stonewalling in the face of some weirdish on Earth, so I feel it goes farther than just stoic.
I'm on your ass, bitch! I'm on your ass!
He was just a gentleman.
But what would those crazy things be? What did he not react to that other people did?
And keep in mind that the people he's traveling with are very animated for the most part. Dio Stand is the main point of intrigue in Part 3 for people.
And everyone had really great chemistry, so it wasn't really a problem. But regardless, his presence is, or at least should be, much more welcome on the side. Though the trade-off is we don't get to see as many of his ridiculous one-liners or whatever other traces of personality he really lets show in Part 3. And so he's kind of not as fun of a character in Part 4, but he's still a good supporting character. I'm kind of gonna...
He had very few of those one-liners in Part 3, if I remember. It'd just be normally just at the end of a fight type of thing. But there's no... Outside of here's your receipt, what is his awesome one-liners? Because he speaks so little, couldn't anything essentially be a one-liner?
Essentially.
I don't know what he means by that. I would have preferred him to explain a little bit more.
Supporting character. I'm kind of going to skip over the beginning here. It's effective in showcasing personalities, stand powers, and introducing the story, but I don't see much reason to dwell on it, because I want to get to the things that I really have stuff to say about. To summarize the key points, because there is something important to note here, Jotaro is looking for a serial killer named Angelo, they fight him, Josuke captures his stands and shakes it, and that makes the man himself go flying, and then they go beat him up. Which makes no fucking sense, because then why wouldn't he go flying the 30 times Jotaro punched him away? I don't think that's how stands work, but hey, just don't think about it, right? We then find out that he got a stand.
Yeah, there's some bad, inconsistent stand stuff in basically all the parts.
We then find out that he got a stand because he was shot with an arrow by a guy who went into his completely closed off prison cell. How did he do that? Must be the work of his stand. Well, no, not really. His stand is a toy army. How did he get into the cell? Well, hey, just don't think about it, right? See, there's the reason.
See, that's one of those things where it's inconsequential. This is what I would deem a nitpick. It's a prison cell. He got into it. I don't need to see him break down a wall or dig under a tunnel to know he got into the prison cell.
But I can see the point of...
No, I definitely see the argument to it, but at the same time...
my dick. That's my request to you.
It's one of those inconsequential things to me.
And completely skip the beginning here, I want to emphasize this stupid ass just don't think about it kind of storytelling, because there will be more and I will complain. But before that, let's talk about what actually works in part 4. The slice of life in Diamond is Unbreakable.
Dutch said his brother could help.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
See, again, that's one of those inconsequential things, which is like,
The slice of life in Diamond is Unbreakable is wonderful. First of all, huge shout outs to the aesthetic here, which really sells the whole thing. The show looks like a moving comic book. No, not this kind, this kind. It's everything from the flat coloring to especially the very unique color palette.
what does this have to do with the slice of life aspect of it?
He may talk about how it makes it feel calmer and not as harsh. Yellow sky.
But even a calmer thing doesn't necessarily lead itself to slice of life aspect, because if it was the same setting and it was a horror show, it would be a horror show just with this aesthetic.
Maybe it's because I came late, but why is the out on a mission sign up? Don't you
is
usually do
it?
that at the end of a live stream?
That's my mistake.
The state of you.
Yeah, that's just my mistake.
Color palette, definitely not what you expect from a town with the yellow or pink skies and all. Everything looks super cartoonish. I might even recall having seen a completely flat tree or two, though I might be making that up, I don't really remember. This aesthetic the show has going on really elevates the slice of life portions of the story, and overall really helps with making everything feel lighthearted and silly, even when characters are being kidnapped or something. So you can really enjoy this crazy, noisy, bizarre town. Get it? Get it? It's a funny joke. Get it? Of course, this is only the seasoning on top. The actual meat are the characters and their interactions. The characters in part 4 are interesting in the sense that they're mostly just normal ass people with a bit of an extra JoJo spice to give them fun personalities.
That's literally, just about every character in JoJo. When you marked Josuke as being just some dude but with a little bit more, you're essentially talking about all the JoJos.
Yeah, how is Abdul just not some normal guy with a little bit more? He didn't even have that little bit more.
Yeah, he's just describing people, really.
Them fun personalities. Josuke is a chill, easygoing, nice guy, but you occasionally get to see he has an extremely short temper and will frequently go unhinged mode. Koichi's a bit of a pushover, weak-looking guy, but when he flips his switch, he becomes the biggest Chad in the series. Yukako is the maiden in love, but actually she's completely obsessed, not in a cute way, in a psychopathic way. And granted, nowadays yanderes are an entire character archetype, but she actually seems to be one of the first examples of a big yandere in Japanese media, so it was quite the fresh twist on the quote-unquote moe love interests. Rohan is
I don't care how fresh a twist is. Magakamen put out a tweet recently. It was just like, I'm getting bored with subverting expectations because it's been done so much that it's just kind of becoming the norm when it should be a rare thing. Mm-hmm. The fresh twist, once it stops being a fresh twist, now we're just talking about the character. Now we're just talking about what's going on in the series. So once you strip away, once these things become the norm, just think of it like this is the 30th thing you've seen like this. Now talk about the character. Now talk about their agency in the story, or what they're doing, or what they're about, or what's going on. Instead of just going, it's fresh, it's unique, it's a twist.
After the 30th subversion of expectation, is the subversion to not do the subversion and then just to do the normal thing. And then the cycle repeats because so many normal things define expectations become normal, and then the normal thing has to define expectations again, and then the cycle repeats. That's why it's just not even worth talking about.
Rohan is a calm guy who seems mature, but is actually extremely childish. He loves playing pranks on everyone, so much so that Koichi literally does not believe him when he says he's being attacked by a stand further on, though we don't actually get to see him doing this pranking that much, but still. He also seems extremely happy in the
I don't think it was
episode.
more of the pranking. I think it was more just the eccentricities of his art stuff.
And the lack of trust Koichi had in his words and the things he's gonna say.
He's extremely happy in the Junkin episode where he beats this literal child in rock, paper, scissors and then just takes his table from him. He also licks spiders and shit. He's a weird ass guy. Anyway, so on and so.
Says, this expectation thing really only works if your frame of reference is pretty limited.
Yeah, the more you consume things, the more you'll see that there's been a lot of subverting expectations, playing with the tropes, blah, 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 blah. My interest does not lie in, oh, the tropes were played with. Because when I read a story, I don't necessarily think about the tropes. And Rohan didn't want to die. Subversion of expectation. Trends always recycle themselves periodically. It's just...
What?
Weird ass guy. Anyway, so on and so forth. Most characters in the show follow this pattern of not necessarily having an over-the-top anime personality and just being normal people, except there's a twist to make them, well, over-the-top anime personalities.
Isn't that part 3? Isn't that part 2? Isn't that part 1? You're just describing... Can't you just say the same thing about just about every anime? Like Bleach. Are Bleach people not normal people with a little bit of anime character flair? Are Yu Yu Hakusho characters not normal characters? Are Dr. Stone characters not normal characters?
The show isn't full of like Alessis. It is essentially normal people with weird quirks, or just turned up to like 11 sometimes. This is nothing special in this part.
The top anime personalities. Is this confusing? Do you get what I'm saying? The fun part about all these characters is that thanks to there being quite a large number of them, Araki managed to write them in ways where many different characters can complement each other to make for a fun dynamic. This means that most groupings in the show make for really fun interactions no matter which characters there are. It can be Josuke and Okuyasu, Josuke and Rohan, Josuke and Koichi, Koichi and Rohan, Koichi and Yuka, Koichi and Rohan, so on and so forth. Out of every combination of characters we saw in the entire show, and there was a lot of them, I think the only one I felt bored with was with Yukako and Aya during the Cinderella episode.
Honestly, get out of here!
That was such a great...
I love that episode! Cause it's another one of those, is she outwardly antagonistic or is she legitimately trying to help? Other people said that they helped, but she's a bit weird. It's like, you gotta do this thing. And Yukako's antagonistic towards her, but she doesn't really seem to care. She's like, I'm just doing my job here. I'm gonna help you cause it's my job. Just make sure you do as I say and you will get you what you want.
Description of what slice of life means.
Suck my dick.
Absolutely.
That's my request to you.
And at the end, you have to contemplate, would she have allowed, like, was there actually a way to lose? Or did she always just kind of want them to win? So she kind of just pushed the direction of the correct choice. Who the knows?
During the Cinderella episode, that one was kind of the sleeper, but you know, only when those two were the focus, which wasn't that big of a part of the episode because Koichi.
What was the issue with it? Did you feel that Aya should have been more antagonistic? Do you think that Yukako should have been more trusting? Was it just the expository dialogue of do this and you will get this?
You're fucking dull! You have nothing to say! I'm just so tired of this stupid
Earth the episode because Koichi was a big part of it and everything, so it wasn't really that big of a problem. That, I think, is the biggest factor that really makes the town feel alive and really sold these slice of life bits. This, along with the fact that we get to see many continuing storylines, like with the Lock guy getting a proper job and even coming back for Josuke and Rohan's match, or Yukako's relationship with Koichi progressing way after their fight. the kid with a marionette dragging Koichi to visit Rohan's house. All of this was really, really cool. JoJo doesn't often go back to revisit characters who've already gotten their episode if they're not a part of the immediate main cast. So this builds a great sense of continuity.
It's harder to do so when it's a lot of traveling in part 1 and part 2, but
even part 3
came back a couple times. Same thing with Boingo. I always forget which one it was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a single location.
A great sense of continuity and community within the town that you wouldn't really get.
Yeah, Yukako's the best. That's why you want it more.
These characters are just abandoned after their mini arc and their episode is over. In my opinion, part 4 is at its best when it's dicking around with its mini arcs. Be it in a funny, lighthearted way like the whole Yukako thing, which is completely over the top, or even when it gets an occasional more serious moment like the whole deal with the Nijimura father and the brothers. Out of these, there's a few I feel are particularly high quality. Again, the Yukako arc was super fun for being so ridiculously over the top and absurd, while also having some extremely badass moments for Koichi,
like
not
to
to
get
mention
to the
Echo's Act
issue.
2.
Yeah, same.
I think we can all agree on that.
I was just looking at the time that we watched and the time that we've been here. This is the best ratio we've ever had.
Chili Pepper's arc was also pretty great. Stakes were high, fights were good. The use of the stands was very creative. That's another thing in which Part 4 really stepped up its game. Stands overall have much more specific abilities, but they're used in much more flexible and creative ways. It really does feel like it was worth for Part 3 to just be a huge playground for stands, because Araki seems to have fully figured them out now. The episodes with Shigechi I also felt were...
Yeah, we're just watching this at this point. This is when you guys ask us to watch things we may like or we may agree with, or to react to things we may not necessarily have much to say about. This is what you would be getting.
Yes.
This right here is what you would be getting.
He's saying the stuff. What do we have to say?
Yeah, he's not even really providing analysis to it. He's just like,
I like this. This is pretty good.
Yeah.
I can say, yeah, I did like that Raimi was a continuous character. I did like watching Italian Man pop up every now and again. Yeah. That's it.
Episodes with Shigechi I also felt were especially funny, in spite of Shigechi being one of the most annoying characters
We're letting them
of all
cook.
time.
We're letting them
Above
cook.
all that though, the absolute highlight of Part 4 has to be Tonio's episode.
Hey,
No, we're not talking about that. We're not talking about that, you dumb pieces. We're not talking about that.
It's aight.
You're boring! You're fucking dull! You have nothing to say!
I love how it plays with the concept the entire series has been basically built around since Part 3, the enemy stand user.
Deconstruction, subverting
It's
expectations.
just fun.
It can't just be fun.
It's fun.
It's playing on what's been built up the whole time.
I think this does it the best though, because it is just a full on. We don't really have this guy was just not an antagonist. This is the first time it was just like, no, this guy's just some guy, and the expectations of he's not just some guy. I think that this works the best here. I don't think anything else comes close, and I can't think of anything else that even attempts it like this. Maybe in part like 8 or something.
The enemy stand user. In Part 3, any stand users we met were automatically an enemy trying to stop us, because, well, these are the only stand users. And even if that's not necessarily true for Part 4, every stand user we've met so far has also been an enemy here, because only psychos get stand for some reason. We've been absolutely conditioned to think that stand equals enemy, and with the way the show plays with the music, angles, and extreme body horror, you're constantly on edge and wondering what the hell is gonna happen, and then it turns out Tonio's just a nice guy who wants to make good food. The contrast between Okuyasu's bone-chilling body horror and "Oi, Josuke, I feel amazing now" is also hysterical. Really, really funny episode. Part 4 kind of dicks around with slice of life goofiness.
He's coming up on half of the video being positive. So how could you even question the fact if this is the worst part?
Maybe it's just a hyperbolic title. Is it the worst part? No.
I hate titles like that. I would prefer to just get what you're actually doing.
People like the episode, Chris. I'm fine with the episode.
The episode is great.
You know what? I'm fine with the episode. The confrontation is low tier.
Around with like,
Hey, did we get tricked? Maybe people should watch videos and understand what goes into it.
He's getting into the negatives.
Yes. And that's why I clicked around and saw.
Part 4 kind of dicks around with slice of life goofiness like this and some random fights for a while, seemingly with no aim or goal, until episode 17 where we meet Raimi, a ghost girl who lets us know there is a serial killer hiding somewhere in town, and sure enough, a few episodes later, we get to meet Kira, Yoshi, Kage, who has a chilling introduction, and thus the main plot of Diamond is Unbreakable actually begins. Kira is a really interesting villain from a narrative perspective.
I don't care about villains, heroes, or anything from a quote-unquote narrative perspective. Are they good characters? Period. Are they enjoyable characters? Period.
I think his argument is going to be it is a small town and this guy doesn't have a grand ambition, so it works for the small town.
Perspective. First of all, he's of course a much more fleshed out character than we usually get in JoJo. We get to know a lot about his life, his habits, and his general mentality towards the world.
You mean like 2 out of the 3 main antagonists of the story so far? Dio twice and Kira. Both fleshed out.
We got quite a lot in part 1 for Dio. The whole episode 1 was just the brothers meeting up and their ideologies and clashing and stuff like that.
So I don't know. We don't usually get it for like your rank and file who gives a bum
Like the son, one would say.
Yeah, just throwing a good fight out there.
Yeah, best villain, the son.
This stuff actually comes into play, like when he almost kills Koichi and needs to run away, but he has to stop to fix Koichi's flipped sock because it bothers him.
I wonder what his issues are. He's saying all this positive stuff,
even though he's literally about to blow Koichi up, leaving absolutely no trace. What's truly interesting.
The only thing that's interesting about Dio in part 3 is his stand and the change in the character.
My dick. That's my request to you.
I greatly like the change in the character. He's a lot more philosophical. He's reading.
Yes.
He's not as action oriented. He's hanging.
Not as crazed.
He's not putting people's heads on dogs and just laughing at it. There was no reason for that.
No.
He's just in the background, just like, hey, I've just made this thing.
Stupid shit.
No, he's sending out, competent fighters like the Sun.
Yeah, like the Sun. Yes, Gravin, we're not talking about the Sun because the Sun, we've said all that we need to say about the Sun, and we've all come to a unanimous agreement about it. Press play.
Trace. What's truly interesting about the way he's written, though, is the fact that he's a villain in a defensive position who doesn't really care about the protagonists or fighting them. This is something we, or at least I, hardly ever see in a story. Villains are usually the...
Again, you're going with this uniqueness stuff. It can just be a good thing.
Yeah, Koro didn't care about fighting the main antagonist, the crew until the moment that he did. Just like Kira didn't care about it until the moment that he did. It happens. I don't know exactly how much is due to scene, but it happens.
My dick. That's my request to you.
There's been no request out there. We're not talking about the Sun because we've all come to a unanimous agreement.
Villains are usually the ones that move the general plot, and even if they're in a defensive position, usually they're scheming something or they have a big plan coming up or something of the sort. But Kira doesn't have any of that. Not only does he not have any plans or schemes, he just doesn't want trouble with anyone either. He just wants to live a quiet life. Of course, it's kind of hard when you're a literal murderer, but the fact that the protagonists are hunting him down like there's no tomorrow, while he just wants to be left alone and isn't really scheming anything, makes for a super interesting dynamic that makes this arc really memorable. These are some really, really cool ideas by Araki, and I sure hope he won't waste his amazing creativity on lazy, mediocre writing. But what are the chances of that happening, right? Well, this is where my compliments for part 4 end, unfortunately. Unfortunately, as much as everyone seems to love it, Diamond is Unbreakable did not click with me. What I felt while watching this was that Araki did not give any shits about his story and figuring out how to make it work.
But you
Felt
just
like-
praised all of those things. How could he not have a clue if you've gone on for essentially 11 minutes going, this is good, I like this is good.
But he's talking mostly about the character interactions and not the story aspect.
But for a good chunk of the series, I mean, for a good chunk of the part, the character interactions is the story.
We'll see.
And I think that that's pretty intentional by Araki.
We got a pretty good understanding of who Cars is as a person. We understand what his goals and why he wants to achieve those goals and what he has been through to achieve those goals. Thank you for the super chat, Jinx.
I never understood the shadow thing, though, from Wamu. It's like, you don't like people stepping on your shadow. Oh, that's just a thing, huh, Rocky?
Part 4 didn't click with me, which is why I spent half the video praising it.
It's nuts!
How to make it work. It felt like he was tired, like he was just making shit up for the sake of connecting plot points and getting this over with. And I'll explain why. Let's rewind to the start of the video. Jojo is looking for a serial killer named Angelo. They fight him, Josuke captures his stands and shakes it, and that makes the man himself go flying, and then they go beat him up. Which makes no fucking sense, because then why wouldn't he go flying the
Divine
30 times?
Instinct Goku, Ultra Essence Goku, True Divine Essence Goku.
True.
Flying the 30 times Jotaro punched him away. I don't think that's how stands work, but hey, just don't think about it, right? We then find out that he got a stand.
So stands do, when you heard a stand, it does reflect on the person.
my dick.
It's just
That's my
always been
request to you.
inconsistent, and that is a problem.
He was shot with an arrow by a guy who went into his completely closed off prison cell. How did he do that? Must be the work of his stand. Well, no, not really. His stand is a toy army.
I would.
How did he-
Why did he introduce that back then and then just literally rehashing it here with no further explanation or exploration? Just don't have it in that part, or go, I'm going to explain more about that here instead of just going blah, 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 blah.
A toy army. How did he get into the cell? Well, hey, just don't think about it, right? See, there's the reason I didn't completely skip the beginning here. I want to emphasize this stupid ass, just don't think about it kind of storytelling, because there will be more and I will complain. This right here, ladies and gentlemen, this is the big problem that looms over the entirety of part 4. Of course, when you sit down to consume a work of fiction, you need to suspend your disbelief. Some things you just have to accept, or else there's no story. That's fine. But this show really, really, really abuses of this. There's only so much my suspension of disbelief can take, and part 4 goes so beyond that line. And this is true especially...
Hey, can we get to what the issue is?
Beyond that line. And this is true especially for Kira's arc, but as I said, it's present in smaller amounts throughout the entirety of Diamond is Unbreakable, and it's easy to see when you turn back the pendulum a little. Let's look at the scene where Okuyasu is introduced, for example, and just try to think about how the hand works. If it erases space and the world fixes itself to accommodate for the missing parts, then when he erases the space between something and him, theoretically the entire world should move forward, and so this street that they're in should be getting closer and closer until it, well, closes. That's not how it works though. Josuke is the only thing he keeps pulling over, and this is fine. This is a situation where you can apply your suspension of disbelief. The hand can't work like that, or else it would cause way too many problems, and thinking of the logistics of that would drive anyone insane. It's fine to treat it in this more abstract way, especially when we have Josuke as an explicit target, so only him being moved by this erasing of space without the rest of the world coming with him is fine. Until he ducks, and oh no, the plant vases behind him fly directly at Okuyasu. Only the plant vases specifically. I'm sorry, that's just complete bullshit and makes this an extremely inconsistent ability that just works in exactly whatever way Araki needs it to.
Doesn't he erase the air in front of him, the space?
Mm-hmm. That's what I thought it was, yeah.
And if that's the case, it wouldn't be he's shifting space, he's shifting the air in front of him.
And the air is just coming back together
Yes.
to accommodate for that.
Which would lead to Josuke and the plants.
It's lazy. Araki came up with a really cool stand and a really interesting way to use it, but was too lazy to think of an actual proper way of defeating it, so he just wrote some bullshit where you just have to not think about it. This is one of the smallest examples of this type of writing. It's not a huge deal, but the cracks are already starting to show, and it gets exponentially worse the further you get into the show. Araki comes up with really cool ideas and really great key
Oh my god, just say the problems!
key plot points, but doesn't bother thinking of interesting ways to connect said plot points. What you end up getting as the end result is a story with amazing ideas and concepts and a really great base for everything, but the connecting threads are more like thin cheese strings that are barely holding these concepts together. Again, you might think I'm exaggerating with this example on the hand, but as I said, this is one of the smallest instances of this in the show, and if it was just this, it wouldn't be a big deal, but there is so much of it, and it gets so much worse.
Then say it! He spent essentially 3 minutes saying, oh my god, I'm gonna talk about the thing! Here's one small thing,
Wow,
but it's a
they all said it
thing!
themselves, but so little is actually explained.
Jeez, just say the things!
It gets so much worse. Just keep all that I said in mind, and we'll keep going further into the story, and you'll see that this gets progressively more and more egregious until it got to a point where I just couldn't forgive the show anymore. The next time we can see this type of writing is during the invisible baby incident, where the baby starts turning everything around it invisible, including people, the ground, trees, literally everything, until it falls into the water. Why does the water not turn invisible? And you know what? Fine. At this stage, I was still willing to forgive the show for pulling these stunts. So let's say I forgive that. The following scene manages to make it worse when Joseph cuts his own wrist to paint the water with blood in order to find the baby.
Isn't water like transparent and
I don't know the properties. I think it is clear, and because it's clear, it's like saying, why isn't the air invisible? Like, if it's clear, I don't know what you could make invisible about it.
because if you put it in a cup of if you put water in a cup, you can see through it. Isn't it like the reason that it's blue, that it's
Fighting
reflecting
Gimmick
the
says,
sky?
That's called a balance of power. In order za Hando to function in the story, it is used by an idiot.
As always.
His blood turns invisible in the water. So why was the water still visible? Just don't think about it. That is
What do you mean? Why is the water still visible?
Because the baby's turning everything invisible, so why isn't the water becoming invisible?
Yeah, like I said, I have to know the properties of water, but I think that if water is clear enough to... I don't understand his criticism there.
Yeah, my whole thing is water is clear and it appears to be blue because it's reflecting the sky. If you can't see the ground beneath the water, clearly the water isn't clear enough. River water would not be clear enough to not notice it becoming invisible.
Overwhelming mentality behind every fucking narrative decision in part 4. Let's look at another incident. Araki comes up with his awesome idea for the villain and needs a way for the protagonists to be aware of him, but he can't let them meet directly. What do? What sort of encounter can we set up? Well, how about a convenient ghost girl that gives them info about him? Oh, fuck off. Raimi's entire
Dutch
existence
says,
is...
if you were done early, will you the DSPFF13 unboxing?
No.
Raimi's entire...
Oh, you were about to say something.
Rohan wasn't he exploring for weird things in the town?
Yes.
And that was one of them.
Yep. And he wanted Koichi to come with him, just like, hey, there's a weird alley and people go in there and there's these problems they have, let's explore it.
Yeah, Rohan was investigating the mysteries.
info about him. Oh, fuck off.
But let's
Raimi's
see what the argument is here. The argument might just be, why are there not a myriad of ghost people around?
fuck off. Raimi's entire existence is frankly infuriating. But either way, most of the examples so far were stuff I could still turn...
Nope. Just the fact he exists is a problem moving on.
No, he's gonna say he just said most of the things I could just ignore, but this is
turn a
not.
blind eye to. But once Kira's arc actually begins, this problem takes gargantuan proportions. Just look at his little fight with Shigechi.
Nope.
Oh.
Yep. Nope. Just the fact that she is there is a problem.
Shigechi. Fantastic sequence, by the way, though it would have been more effective if Araki chose anyone that wasn't the most hateable character in the series to kill off. But regardless...
Oh my god, I'm like literally dying. I'm literally bleeding death and dying.
Girls, look, there's this kid. He's like literally dying and bleeding to death and dying literally like dying. We should call a teacher and get him help. Nah, girl, we should leave him alone because he's like totally creepy and stuff and like totally weird. True,
people act this way.
That's my request to
Have you not seen videos of somebody literally getting beaten and just people walking by? Have you not seen people lying in the street and cars going around them?
I would prefer not this pause. I'm not trying to catch a case.
True, any truers in chat?
Oh god, I'm literally dying. I'm literally bleeding to death and dying.
You're stupid, duh.
Josuke!
Why, Josuke, look at Harvest. It's like totally bleeding to death and dying and bleeding to death. Wouldn't it be crazy if something happened to Shigechi and some girls in the hallway thought of getting him help but gave up on it because he was gross and creepy? That would be funny. Yeah, but I do wonder what happened.
Okay, but what could they do at that point? If they did go get help, let me go get help. By the time they come back, he's already exploded. I understand the criticism of he's a weird looking guy. And,
that's bleeding.
And people in high school are pretty cruel. But I understand the criticism.
Wonder what happened. We should ask convenient Ghost Girl. Hey, Ghost Girl, have you seen this man? Yes, he was literally like dying and bleeding to death and literally dying, and then he blew up. She was crazy. Anyway,
that's not what she said.
She said his soul is passed through here. I saw a video of a fight where a dude pulled a knife out and the other combatant was screaming for help as he desperately restrained him, but everyone continued to record without lifting his finger.
Fighting Gimmicks says, it's always these kinds of videos that have very vague arguments and criticism to rely on viewers' own interpretation only.
Yeah, this would be very helpful to show exactly what she said instead of just essentially strawmanning the point of, oh, she says this, funny voice, whatever. No, you're not. It's not the full criticism if we don't know what was said and what's the issue with it. This is your interpretation to make it sound ridiculous.
It was crazy. Anyway, I've seen that guy's way of killing many times. 3,756,514.5 times to be exact. 0.5? Yeah, I just got a glimpse of it at that time. There is no mistaking it. Shigechi was killed by the killer. You should guys still you guys should totally look for him. Cool, I'm glad we have an exact entity to search for now in this otherwise unsolvable crime, all because you saw his spirit flying through the sky. Thanks, Ghost Girl.
Yes, and recognize the symptoms of people who...
Remy, we got a mystery murder man. A mystery murder happened. Let's ask the lady that knows about mystery murder.
Yes. She's seen the symptoms of people blowing up like that several times, so it must be the same person that has been doing this.
Oops, gotta.
Ghost Girl. Anyone else think this is fucking stupid? Okay, I don't want to seem like I'm just hating in bad faith, so I have to say, granted, they did have Kira's button that Shigechi took, so they would have searched for Kira anyway, but that doesn't make this writing any less awful.
Pause. Doing a silly voice and going, this is bad, is not a point.
He sees his soul blow up.
There's no doubt about it. This boy has passed. Shigekio must have had a run-in with the killer, one that cost him his life. The whole thing is sickening. I know what you must be thinking. How did they meet, and how was he murdered? But I have no idea. I'm positive it was his doing. I'd recognize the handiwork of that murderer anywhere. Trust me.
Doesn't that sound a lot more logical and I want to say easier to argue, but not as straw-man-y.
I don't want to seem like I'm hating in bad faith, which is why I spent the last minute doing a silly voice skit.
And saying that it's just bad because of it. What's the point that we're ignoring? Go back so we can get the full thing. Triton says that we're ignoring the point.
Ghost girl. Anyone else think this is fucking stupid? Okay, I don't want to seem like I'm just hating in bad faith, so I have to say, granted, they did have Kira's button that Shigechi took, so they would have searched for Kira anyway, but that doesn't make this writing any less awful. Going back to what I said a bit earlier, Araki thought of amazing ideas, concepts, and key plot points for—
What did we ignore, Triton? So I can go back to it. In fact, I'll go back and... The whole everyone ignores Shigechi. People were ignoring him and when he was usually like that. Triton, people exist like this. Are there not kids in school that get completely ignored? Are there not people in the streets that get completely ignored? We just noted several stories of people bleeding, getting cut, yelling for help, and people walking by them, recording them without helping. Triton, these things happen. Legitimately look them up. You think a high school girl, a vapid high school girl, isn't gonna look at some weird dude with blood and go, oh no, let's leave him alone lest we catch the ick?
So there is... I don't want to put it in Discord because it is literally a man dying. But if you look up Morbid Knowledge, the Twitter account, in 2010, a homeless man named Hugo Alfredo Yax witnessed a woman being attacked and robbed at knife point. Rather than standing by, he courageously intervened, successfully driving the attacker away. However, Hugo was brutally stabbed in the process. Moments later, he collapsed on the ground, surrounded by his own blood. Despite being captured on CCTV, more than 20 people walked by him. Some people stared, but not a single person offered help. Hugo tragically lost his life on the sidewalk where he fell.
Triton, what makes a high school student any better than a person walking down the street? Do you think there's some type of moral, upstanding citizens? They're just
some
people.
Obligation that they must help. But yeah, look up Morbid Knowledge for that story on Twitter. It was on November 7th. Go to Morbid Knowledge and look up homeless. It's a story. It happens. It's unfortunate. Kids have higher moral standards? Yeah, that's why bullying... Triton, you said you were bullied a lot. Why were they bullying you if they have higher moral standards?
Triton, don't you think the most bullied people are kids and teens? Why do you think teens commit suicide? Why do you think bullied teens shoot up a school? Because of the moral people not standing by while they're getting bullied, beat up, bloodied, spit on, pranked. Kids are cruel. Teens are cruel.
I'm back.
In bad faith, so I have to say, granted, they did have Kira's button that Shigechi took, so they would have searched for Kira anyway, but that doesn't make this writing any less awful. Going back to what I said a bit earlier, Araki thought of amazing ideas, concepts, and key plot points for part 4, but did not spend even a second thinking of a good way to connect those ideas. It pisses me off so much because I know Araki can do better.
He keeps talking about the problems, but not explaining what the problems are. It's just, this is bad. This is like the third time he's talked about it not connecting. But he's not really explaining how it doesn't connect.
I know he's better than this. I've seen him be better than this. It's hard to believe this is the same man that wrote the extremely high quality battle tendency. It really feels like he just gave the ideas.
Lisa was built up to be one of the best stand users of all time. She fought one and a half people.
Not stand user,
Hamon users. She fought 1.5 people and then got stabbed in the back. Couldn't heal that stab and did nothing else for the rest of it. She was essentially there to train Joseph and Caesar. I don't think that that's particularly good writing. Especially considering Araki was like, around this time, there were no strong females in Shonen Jump. So he made one. Yes, he did. But essentially, she did nothing in the story other than train up the main character and give him motivation. See, I love Lisa, but she does nothing. And she's so cool. And she's got the scarf. And then just does not just get stabbed in the back. Like, I wasn't ever going to fight you. She could have at least fought and lost. Or have been tricked in the fight. Give her a chapter or something. But she just did not. Just the biggest Hamon user fighting cars. Cars could have been like, oh, dang, I can't do nothing here, so I have to. But he was just like, hey, I'm not even going to give you a chance to fight. Why was that okay?
Shigeki wasn't even a student of that school, was he?
I don't remember. His uniform was different.
Yeah. So it wasn't even like a fellow student they knew. It's just this weird looking small man walking through the school and bleeding when like 8 people see him and go, dang, should we help? Nah, he's weird. If Shigeki passed by literally everyone at the school and was ignored, I consider it weird that no one helped, but it was like a dozen people at most. To be fair, they could have given looks of concern, but that's it. They did. They looked concerned and they went, nope, not getting involved.
Middle school student.
Yeah, okay. I was robbed at gunpoint. Back in 2011 and numerous people walked by without helping. He wasn't a student of that school.
Yeah, he was a middle school student.
Imagine you walk through school and see somebody you do not know that looks like Shigeki bleeding. Some people are not going to help. Now, some people are, but some people are not going to help. Nami, there's no problem if you think the moment stinks. My entire argument is it's not an unbelievable thing that people wouldn't go get help. If we want to talk about the good and the bad of it, that's a whole different situation. Train's literally thing and is we're ignoring the point that students would help this person.
They if he had gone, like Gavin said, if he had gone long enough, maybe somebody would have helped, but there's no guarantee that they would have.
It really feels like he just gave the ideas and key moments and just told someone else to actually write the story. Kind of like if you gave the world's best ingredients to someone who...
Dude, there are 8 minutes left, and half of his bad points have been Araki's not very good at the writing, it's not connecting.
This moment has been bad. This moment, a series of moments have been bad. Yeah, sure.
And now, it's like he's giving it off with this tangential information because there's nothing else happening. In my eyes, it would have caused a reaction. The problem isn't them not helping, but them walking away. You know, there'd be 1,000 mothers with their phone and screaming why someone is bleeding. I don't think they had phones in that time period.
They didn't.
If they did, it might have been flip phones. It was like 2000, I want to say.
1999, Bizarre Summer.
There you go.
Bad, homie.
Chris the Chilled says, guys in the chat, if some old man getting jumped by 7 teenagers, will you help him?
If I beat up 8 8-year-olds, who's helping? Nobody.
I am. You. Guys chat burning all the food. Bullying is awful anyway. Yes, bullying is absolutely awful.
Mm-hmm.
At her limit, it's wholesome. Yep, give me all of that. Give me all of that.
I haven't seen Arcane. Probably not gonna. Looks interesting.
I saw somebody get shot, murdered, literally across the street from me. The murderer walked by me and looked me dead in my eyes, and I kept it moving. What am I supposed to do? Police station was literally if you were to cross the street, you'd be in the police station.
Cars tricking Lisa did add to his character, but that did do her dirty. Yeah, it's just she didn't get what she needed. It helped Cars, it helps Joseph, it doesn't help Lisa.
Triton, why do you think teens and kids are better than adults when it comes to helping people?
I just read the story from Morbid Knowledge.
But that was a homeless man with just people walking around. He's saying adults would do this, but teens wouldn't. Kids wouldn't.
Yeah, no.
I don't know why he thinks a teen or a kid or a student would do any better, considering all the terrible things we hear teens and kids and students do to each other.
People in chat who were bullied, did people step up and just go, no?
Divine
was it
Instinct Goku, Ultra SN Goku, True Divine
Was it like a Spider-Man with the subway was like, if you want to go through here, you got to get through me. And people just start hopping in front and then the bully just goes, it's not even worth it.
I just said teens have higher moral standards. Based on what? Teens don't kill people? Teens can shoot up schools!
Triton.
What are you talking about?
How do they lose that moral compass when they become adults? You said adults would let that happen, but why would teens? When does that stop?
Triton, you can literally look up teen murderers. Teens have killed their parents, other students, just people walking about. There's teens that play the knockout game in Chicago where they'll just walk up to white people. Black students will just walk up to white people and knock them out. Triton, you cannot be serious.
There was a teen that was like 16, 17 who had a baby and just put the baby in the trash. Luckily, the baby was found, but she was just like, yeah, whoops. There's a whole interrogation. Look it up on YouTube. It's very interesting.
I got punched in the face.
She's indetestable.
I got punched in the face in middle school and high school. Nobody cared neither time because, you're a big guy. You could take the hit just fine. It was the first time.
For you.
The first time was a teacher telling me that. Most people don't kill others. There was literally a case where a kid killed his teacher and stuffed her body in a trash bag. Teens have zero standards. A dude in my high school killed somebody over a blunt. Triton, 11 to 13-year-olds kill each other too. They're bullied. They're assaulted. What are you talking about, kiddo?
Look up 10-year-old killer on YouTube. There's a lot of cases, Triton. There's a lot.
Yes,
of cases.
not as much, but it doesn't mean it happened. It doesn't happen. It doesn't mean it can't happen.
I don't know exactly what your argument is, Triton. This is just a case where they didn't help, where nobody did help. If there was 3 students in that school that could have helped, none of them did, and the ones that didn't. That's all this is.
It's gonna be way less than adults based on what, Triton? Based on literally what?
King Keld says, so on an unrelated note, Omori.
Ingredients to someone who can't cook. But fine, let's move on, because it gets worse. We have the whole business with sheer heart attack afterwards, which I have to say, really good encounter. Stakes are higher than they've ever been in part 4. The killer is right there after all. After the whole battle happens, Koichi's a Giga Chad, Jotaro's a Giga Chad, Kira's beat up, Josuke and Okuyasu reach the scene when everyone but Kira is unconscious.
Pause. But if he's willing to nitpick things like, why didn't he fly out the window there? Why doesn't he just go, why aren't people looking out the window in this situation? If he's yelling and explosions are going on.
Maybe he's about to.
He said that it was good. He said the other moments were good, but has that one little issue.
Okay, less but not zeros, but he's making it sound like these students literally just would not do this. He said students do not act like this IRL. Students absolutely do act like this IRL. And that's my whole thing against it. Look up the Shonda Shire? The Slender Man stabbing.
Oof. I will put this on my watch later. Because I'm a big true crime person. I find it to be very interesting.
Yeah, it's very engaging stuff, even if it's tug collar.
Yeah.
When everyone but Kira is unconscious. And this right here, this is the scene that killed part 4 for me. This is the scene where I could not even attempt to find it in my heart to look over this egregious writing. Kira is laying on the floor, but since Josuke and Okuyasu don't know his identity, he attempts to play it off as a civilian who got caught in the blast. And as he's squirming in pain, Josuke explicitly says to him, "Don't worry, man, I will heal you. Just tell me where it hurts." "Oh, it hurts everywhere. Please heal me." "What do you mean heal you? You must have seen my stand, which means..."
Even if it's set in stone,
I'll smash that future.
Hey, Deku, shut up, you nerd!
"Means you're the enemy." What? What do you mean? You literally said you were gonna heal him, you fucking idiot! What does this mean, Araki? Oh yeah, sorry, because it's unbelievable that a random guy who got caught up in an explosion and is probably in shock and in extreme pain would desperately latch onto someone who says they'll heal him up.
How?
Yeah, that's
How would
too
you
far-fetched.
heal
He
him?
must be the killer.
Pause. That's the point. How do you heal him? He just, like Josuke said, he just healed those two. I'm gonna heal you. Please do. How? How do you know that? And it's not like he automatically just started punching him. He stood back and watched his reaction. He could have been like, "Yeah, are you a paramedic? Do you have some sort of in peroxide?" It was a trick, and he was tricked. He got the reaction that he needed.
この嫌いよしく何してんだこいつ意識あるぞおい妙な動きすんじゃねえぞてめえゆっくりこっち向け面見せろ
Can you put that on stream?
Not for copyright.
Oh, okay. I tried to help y'all.
いきなり店の主人が吹き飛んだんだあそこの二人も爆発だとおい落ち着けあんた巻き込まれたのか私はただの会
If a 3-year-old came up to me after the explosion and said, "I'm gonna beat you," I don't care how much shock I'm in, I'd be confused, and that's why a 3-year-old was gonna heal me. Oh, heal, sorry.
傷は俺が治してやるよ痛いってどこをやられたんだあばら骨が肺に刺さっているのかもしれない早く治してくれ
If Jose said he'd help, I'd agree, but heal.
どっから誰が見ても高校生にしか見えねえこの俺になぜ治してくれと頼むこのなりだとパチンコ屋にも入れねえんで苦労してるっつうのてめえは俺が医学部卒のお医者さんにでも見えたってわけかあ
So the thing is, Josuke said, "I'll patch you up. Just let me know what hurts." He says, "My ribs are broken. My lungs are punctured. Hurry up and fix me." And Josuke goes, "I'm just a student. Why would you ask me to do something like that? Do I look like I have a medical degree? You must be the killer."
Yeah, so internally, fix my internal injuries. Even a paramedic, that'd be difficult. So a single paramedic. No ambulance around or anything. So yes, that is completely feasible.
But I can understand the argument. The thing is, a lot of this video is, I can understand the arguments. I just need him to place it better.
Oh no, Kira got away. I sure hope we don't go into borderline filler stalling for the sake of absolutely fucking nothing.
Filler means nothing.
Filler stalling. Do you want them to just go knocking door to door? They need leads in order to get to them. It's not filler. They're actively moving towards the goal, and then the father is trying to stop them with other stand users. Is the trudge to Dio filler? Because we're not fighting Dio specifically, but we are going towards him in order to fight him. That's what's going on here.
Yes, Trigger said it looked at gay. That's why he never checked it out.
Absolutely fucking nothing, because that would completely disrupt the flow of the story and completely smash any chance it had of gaining my respect. But what are the chances of that happening? Right.
This is the second time he's made this joke. What are the chances of the thing I just said happening? It's not filler. How's it filler?
It's in the manga.
No, there are canon filler, because Detective Conan is technically canon filler to me.
But it's not filler.
Anything
an episode of One Piece that has one chapter where they expand on things like that, that is filler material within it. But he's saying that filler, this is filler, which is not. By definition.
Banned. Gone. Forever.
Of that happening, right? Raki, I just want to talk, man. Why? Just why? What is this shit? I understand maybe you needed a bit more time to figure out how the final fight would go, but this is just a new level of stalling.
They're checking out his house. Was stalling about this aspect. Use a different clip.
They're moving forward with the investigation. They're looking for leads. What do you want them to do? Just instantly find him when he put in measures to not instantly find him?
They aren't going towards a goal. After every battle, they don't gain anything. Moving towards a goal is not... Okay. Is 80% of Naruto filler there? Is 85% of One Piece filler? Because all the things that are happening in the island are not moving them towards the goal of finding One Piece. So it's 85% of One Piece filler. The goal is to find Kira, and Kira's father is putting up roadblocks to prevent their investigation. The only thing you can really say is filler is the dice game with Josuke and Rohan. You can count that as filler because it's not a roadblock being put up. It's literally them just going, let's sit down and play a game.
That's my request to you.
If they're still moving forward, but things are obstructing them, how is it filler? Oh, the One Piece anime, I'm not counting that. That's absolute filler bullshit. The pacing is horrible. They fill it up with nonsense.
This is just a new level of stalling. Holy shit, dude. I'm surprised the manga wasn't axed during this because it's so goddamn awful. Not only does it utterly destroy the flow of the story, but god, these episodes are so fucking boring. Some of them are fine, like the one with the literal alien, which Josuke uses to cheat against Rohan. That was pretty funny. And Highway Star is pretty fun, but god, all of this is so badly placed.
What do you say against that? It's badly placed. It's boring. It's bad. You've explained yourself to such a degree in several places, but not here. Why not? There's so many different fights and interactions between the time that they fight Kira and he goes away, and between the time that he gets back. Why was Highway Star good?
Why was the Rohan thing funny? Why was the alien thing good? This video is stalling. Thank you for the super chat, Aries.
Placed. I swear the Junkin episode would have made me tear my hair out. if I didn't skim through it, because I was so close to fucking hibernating. But in these
What's the problem with it? You don't even have an argument against it because you didn't watch it.
No, One Piece would not be filler because the story of the individual arcs are still progressing. Thank you for the super chat, Jake.
Why did he praise Rohan laughing about beating the kid if this episode as a whole was negative? What's good about that if you don't know the interactions that led up to him bragging about beating the kid? If you just skimmed it. Wait for two it alerts.
Universal Instinct Goku, Angel Seed Goku, Autonomous Driving Force Goku.
I'm gonna set an alarm to fix that.
All right, F.
Yeah, here we go. No, it's gonna be ADF Goku. ADF fix. Okay, here's the problem. I just realized something. I wrote ADF Goku fix
Universal Instinct Goku, Angel Seed Goku,
it auto-corrected to add. So add Goku fix. That can cause confusion because I was just about to save it until I looked at it. So that could be it. I do these dumb anagrams and then it auto-corrects and then it becomes nonsensical.
It's nonsensical to begin with, DA.
I know what that means.
What could Lincoln $ Elf even autocorrect
Okay,
to?
but that's not what I'm talking about. ADF Goku fix. Done. Okay.
These episodes here was definitely one of the decisions of all time. Good job, Araki. In the middle of this psychological torture, there's a few drip fed.
He doesn't. So he's going to pointing to problems within the story that do not make sense, that hurt the story. 2, I just find this boring.
I just find the placement terrible. Let's just say we take all of those episodes and place them at the beginning before the find of Akira. At that point, you would just go, it took 30 episodes to find the villain and then 6 episodes to defeat him.
Because he said that he liked the slice of life stuff, the encounters, but now they're a problem here because they're quote unquote filler.
Few drip fed Kira moments to remind you to not give up on the story. One of which.
Yes! Because there are roadblocks going on.
Give up on the story.
Why are people just naming Gokus?
Spirit saying Goku.
Cotton Candy Hope says, problem in the story is the bad guys are trying to kill the heroes? What?
He's lost in the sauce. Because like I said, he pointed to things that go, this doesn't make sense for people to do, or the water thing, or how did he get into the jail? 2, I just find this boring, which is less to talk about, which is less to point to. You can go point, and because of these, the score lowers, or the thing as a whole feel weaker to me. As opposed to just going, I find this boring for some nebulous reason that I'm not going to explain, but it is filler, and it hurts the story. That's not a critique. That's not analysis. That's just how you feel about something. And that doesn't really help us when you're making a video just to talk about how you feel about something and not explain why you feel that thing about it, other than the fact that you feel that it's filler.
Give up on the story. One of which includes a plant cat that shoots air bullets, because guess what? Araki realized Killer Queen wasn't quite suited for real-time 1v1 combat, and just making bombs out of rocks or coins is too easily dodgeable, so he had to find a convenient way to make Kira more of a menace for the final showdown. It's so shameless, I almost have to respect it. Holy shit, Araki, honestly.
He used the bubbles, what, twice?
I think so.
No, he used it in the mansion as well. You can feel that, but that I don't care what you feel, how it's shameless. There are a bunch of random abilities within this town. This one just happened to help him.
Yeah, I would like him to dive more into the convenience of it that aspect of it. If he's gonna talk about the negatives of it, just how convenient it is that not only is this ability here, not only did it happen right here, but it happens to also like Kira enough to want to protect him and do that type of stuff. I would like the convenience to be expanded upon more rather than just going, it's shameless, I can't believe it.
Anyway, shit happens and then bites the dust. This whole bit with bites the dust is incredible. The tension, the despair, this part of the arc is so thrilling. Again, let me reinforce this. The actual main meat of what Araki has is absolutely fantastic. And this could have easily been the best part so far, just based on that. It's just that, unfortunately, it lacks so much polish. It's like a diamond in the rough, except it's not in the rough. It's covered in shit.
I'm so sick of him talking about around what's the issue.
Yes. He's just saying, the issues cause it to not be great. The issues make it not as good. It's a problem because of the issues. And then notes like, I think legitimately he said 4 issues. If this was a DSP track, the word Goku would be big.
Jesus, Batman, Goku.
It's covered in shit in the middle of a dumpster. You need to dive into piles of garbage to find the goddamn diamond. These last few episodes are almost really good too, but then it goes back to the problem of the story just being lazily put together. I mean, they start fighting, there's explosions going off, shit's getting crazy. Josuke screams from the bottom of his soul, and we get this fucking line.
Why don't you show the scream?
I'm done. I'm fucking done. I'm done. This has to be one of the worst lines in any piece of fiction I have ever seen.
It's raining, it's thundering, they're pretty far away. You didn't show the scream, so we don't know how loud that was. BG's looking it up. Comcast Detractor Goku.
Is that when Okuyasu dies?
It looks like it, yes. It's a weird choice for dialogue, but
didn't get it there.
Yeah, like I said, it's a weird choice of dialogue, but he's talking about singular issues within a large narrative. Mm-hmm. I don't see how one or two issues could just go from it's what did he say about it?
I can see if he feels the issues lead to whatever's happening around the issues, and because of the issues are the only reason it's happening. The issues are the only reason Josuke is fighting Kira by himself.
I forget what he said about how it's negative, but yeah, I don't see how one small issue like this in a way that he hasn't really explained leads to is bad.
Yeah, it needed to be raining way harder for that type of screaming to just be drowned out by the rain.
But like I said, I didn't hear the scream, so I don't know.
The sound does not help it.
Piece of fiction I have ever seen in my entire life. How does nobody notice the fight going on right there? This is the same Jotaro that figured out sheer heart attack targeted heat because it attacked the old man's coffee and then the agitated Koichi. The same fucking genius. You want me to believe he would say something this utterly fucking brain dead? This is a problem I remember.
But that's those are two different things. This is him analyzing a person's ability as opposed to, I think I heard
Ivana Neri says, Stray Cat was giving a stand by the arrow in Kira house, and the cat likes Kira because Kira gives him food.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you don't believe that, we can talk about it not being believable, but he just goes, it's convenient and it's bad. And that's just not enough.
My mom will yell at the dog in a different room. I'm not brain dead if I thought she was talking to me.
Brain dead? This is a problem I remember having with the series when I first watched it. Characters being either geniuses or the dumbest motherfuckers alive, depending on...
That's my request to you.
I don't think it's necessarily the characters being dumb. I think the sound should be getting drowned out by the rain, and the anime does not lead credence to how loud the rain actually is to drown out those types of things. Because it doesn't sound like it should. Triton, your issue was it's not believable students would walk past a bleeding person.
Motherfuckers alive, depending on what the plot currently demands. Surprisingly enough, though, that hasn't really been the case so far, and this seems to be the first example of it. So I assume it was an issue that I mostly had with Part 5, maybe? I don't know. But at any rate, this is the absolute worst. Part 4 is fucking dead, dude. As if that wasn't enough, we're reviving Hayato after he was blown up into multiple pieces, even though the beginning of the show explicitly established Crazy Diamond can't revive people. Okay, sure, I'll give it the benefit of the doubt that it was just bad imagery and Josuke actually fixed him moments before he actually died. Whatever, let's say that's what happened. Well, let's revive Okuyasu then, why don't we? Why even bother pretending to kill him, Araki? Just say he was unconscious or some shit. This is so fucking infuriating.
He was dead, but he chose to come back. We see that there are souls and spirits and things like that. He could have died, but he chose to come back.
Right, you personally not believing it and things that actually happen IRL are two totally separate things. It's definitely weird not to help a dying child in school. No one's saying that they're not weird or it wasn't wrong. He's saying it's not believable that people wouldn't help a kid that's bleeding. A fellow student that's bleeding.
Oh, hell no.
How is this supposed to be the best animated part so far? Oh, next you want to tell me the old man with the phone given Josuke's position was also a great idea, yeah? Yeah, it's believable they wouldn't hear him and he could definitely see Josuke from in there, yeah? Isn't the scene where Kira is about to...
Didn't Josuke speak? I don't remember what happened in that part.
Josuke from in there, yeah? Isn't the scene where
he's
Kira...
not explaining
and not showing what's happening.
The situation around it. He's just going, he should have heard him. He's not showing him two inches from his head and speaking in a loud voice. He's just going, he should have heard him.
Yeah? Isn't the scene where Kira is about...
I think Killer Queen's explosions are supposed to be silent and the anime just added in the explosion sounds. It's in the manga. We don't know how loud Josuke streams. Thank you for the super chat, Jinx.
Reactivate bites the dust great as well? Hey Jotaro, you need to stop time and beat him before he pushes the switch. Yeah, but even if I stop it now, I won't make it in time. I need to get closer. And then, oh look, Kira is monologuing about how the Mona Lisa gave him a boner. Isn't this a perfect opportunity to get closer? No, too bad, let's just fucking stand there. And then Koichi...
Didn't he have the switch? I mean, it's not like he wouldn't see them move. Again, I can't necessarily remember but if you're talking about this moment in particular, he essentially has a hostage.
Mm-hmm. And I think they said that.
So any movement would cause an issue.
Even if it's set in stone, I'll smash that future! Hey Deku, shut up, you nerd!
I was bullied in school and the other kids did nothing to help is definitely wrong, but not uncommon. Thank you for the super chat, Aries.
Yeah, there's so many people that have been bullied and actions were not taken.
Which leads to worse actions.
No, too bad, let's just fucking stand there. And then Koichi stops him from pushing the switch because apparently he actually...
Banned. Gone. Forever.
Switch because apparently he actually needs to physically do the switch press movement with his finger to activate it. It's not just a style thing. If this was earlier on, I would have let it pass as just being kind of silly, but I am fucking fed up with the show, so any little thing like this is extra grating. This is
He goes, Jotaro, you start platinum. I will, but I've got to get closer first. I can't stop time long enough to cover this. And then they run forward. after he's talking to her. They run forward.
So they do get closer.
Yes. And then he does the hand thing and he stops time because he's close enough now.
Dragon
you see how you can make stuff
Dragon Instinct Goku.
You see how you can make stuff bad when you just go, it doesn't make sense for this to happen, but then it just does happen? I'm looking at the page right now. They are running forward. So now he is in range. This is false. That's not what happened.
Fucking real, dude. Holy shit, Araki. Holy fucking shit, dude. Yeah, part 4 kind of sucked ass. It's a shame, really, because
he noted
says,
about...
Also, Jotaro saw Joseph's spirit leave his body and then got brought back. It's not crazy that Okuyasu could come back.
It's like, he spent a good 13 minutes praising part 4. And then 8 minutes of the rest of the video was just explaining what it's bad.
Small issues within the story, within arcs, going, this part of this arc is bad. And this one thing in this arc or this fight is bad.
And then 5 or 6 minutes just going, it's like Araki forgot how to write.
I said earlier in the video, there is a lot to love about part 4. It was great before Kira showed up. I mean, Kira himself is a really, really good villain, and all the key plot points of his arc are super good. But again, the execution is just not there. It's like Araki wrote down a bunch of great ideas and wrote down the key events and then gave the story to some random kid for them to fill the blanks and then just made shit up. You know what this feels like, actually? A prototype. That's the best way to describe it. It feels like all of this is just a placeholder for him to work out the key points before coming back and finding a better way to connect them.
Yeah, I don't care what you feel like this is.
Connect them, except he didn't come back and find a better...
That's my request to you.
Connect them. It really is depressing. This made me so much more infuriated since, again, I know Araki can do so much better than this. I find it hard to believe this is the same man behind part 2. The difference in quality is like...
Did you not like part 3? If you didn't like part 3, then you know that he's capable of doing bad writing. So why is it a surprise that he's doing bad writing here? You keep praising part 2, but you don't praise part 3. Why is that?
Triton, high school girls ignoring a bleeding weird dude is not unbelievable. Do you think this cannot happen, Triton? Do you think high school girls ignoring a bleeding weird dude cannot
That's
happen?
Not from their school.
Just, not even if they are from the school and they just don't know the guy. Do you believe that cannot happen? I believe if it happens, those girls are actually crazy. You can talk about the girls being bad or whatever. You can talk about them being wrong. Yeah. Do you believe it cannot happen? Because that's what unbelievable means.
It would be unbelievable if somebody flew into our room right now after sprouting wings. That cannot happen. It's unlikely for somebody to put up a ladder and hop into our window, but it can happen.
1% chance it can happen. Okay, dude.
The same man behind part 2. The difference in quality is like 9.
And if it is 1% that it can happen, this is the 1% that it did happen. It's unlikely, but it's not impossible.
People will trip over a rock and break their neck. That's highly unlikely. But it can happen. It's not unbelievable it doesn't happen. People can be killed by a cat. It may seem unbelievable, but it can happen.
People have gotten half their skull blown away and still survived.
day. It's unfortunate, but part 4 really did not do it for me. I think it's still better than part 1, as is the obligation of any story ever written, but aside from that, it's definitely the worst part I've seen so far, and I hate to say it. I'm starting to think that maybe I didn't quite dislike JoJo as a whole when I first watched it, but my image of the whole series might have been soiled by parts 4 and 5.
I do not believe that he has properly conveyed why he believes this is wrong. This is bad. He's mentioned, like you said, let's say less than 15 problems as a whole. In that 15 minutes of the negative section.
Yes.
I don't believe that equates to this is enough small issues that this is enough chips in this brick that will cause this house to fall down. I think that those issues that he's mentioned is something like, yeah, this goes from like an 8 to a 6. I don't believe that this is the big story breaking stuff that we've sort of been promised. Because he goes, it's time to rant. What did he rant about? This part was stupid. This part was stupid. This doesn't make sense. This is boring. This doesn't make sense. Okay, these moments within this fight does not make sense. What about the fight as a whole? Was the fight a 10 and then that brought it down to a 2? What did you think about the stuff before and after? Does that thing hurt what happens after the fight? Does the fight only happen because this thing had to happen and therefore the fight is suffered because of it? You're not properly explaining what you think about that. You're just going, this part in this fight is bad. Bites the Dust is fantastic. This part with the screaming is bad. This part with the phone thing is bad. Those are 2 parts that you've mentioned in I believe it's like 7 or 8 chapters. Is that enough to be like, this hurts the story? This hurt. The ambulance thing, which he is 100% false about because he just lied or misrepresented what happened. Is that enough to be like, JoJo is bad? Is that enough chips in this brick that breaks the house down? I don't think that it is. I can go point by point in a lot of things wrong with something like a fairy tale, because in every single arc, in every single fight, in every single episode or 2, there are story breaking things. There are things that just flat out don't make sense. The unison raid thing. Juvia had been in Fairy Tail for some days and they're doing unison raid and Homeboy's just like, this takes monks their whole lives to accomplish. There's no reason why they should have been able to do that and win that fight. That's a big story breaking thing within that fight, where it was another one of them 6 or 7 of the baddest muff that you've ever seen before in your life. One of them just takes over Juvia, but it doesn't take over Lucy. Why not?
Triton, I'm looking at a video right now where a girl is pummeling another girl and the classmates sit there and watch it happen. Literally almost killed the girl. Beat her unconscious.
Why is there any videos of fights happening in school? Why don't people stop it? Because they don't want to get involved? Because they don't care? Because they're not nice enough to care?
Showing a teenage girl punching another student in the head dozens of times while laughter is heard in the background. Triton, you can't be serious with this point. Thank you for the super chat, Master Jink. The problem with this is the most of these criticisms are so minor that I can agree with almost all of the points and still give it a 7.
Yes, I agree. Yes, that doesn't make sense for the water thing. He said Raimi was bad, but didn't explain why Raimi was bad. He misrepresented the whole talk about Shinjeki dying.
Ares1 says, LASTOFUS 21 videos are bad and perfection at the same time.
That is true. They have, there's nobody that does it like Last of Us 21. Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Don't question it.
Universal Instinct Goku, Angel Seed Goku, Autonomous Dragon Force Goku.
It's a theory, of course, but if that's the case, then, well, I'm worried about what part 5 is going to be like. But that's a subject for another time. Subscribe if you don't want to miss it or whatever, but this is it for now. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope to see you there when I come back to praise and or complain about Vento Oreo. Or Golden.
Yeah, this is a lot like his part 5 video.
I'm going to give this a -4. because the points that he made were mostly agreeable on both the positive and the negative side. He just didn't explain enough on the negative side for me to feel like he truly sees them as or he can truly explain why they're an issue. He just sees them as an issue.
I'm going into 5 territory.
All right, -4, -5.
Good choice, y'all, for viewer request month. Because let's not forget, it's viewer request month. Good choice, y'all. Yeah. It's just the whole. I don't see how you could be doing this for as long as you have been, because this is his 8th or 9th video. You think that he would have learned by now to properly explain himself?
Not me to go. In the US, like, a lot of Japanese music isn't really hit by copyright systems. So people use the Persona music all the time. I feel like we can watch something else. Maybe a DSP tries it. Maybe some. Maybe we do watch the unboxing video.
-7 needs to explain more. Yeah, that's the biggest thing. And like I said, he mentioned things that chip away at a brick, but that doesn't bring the house down like he said that it does. I don't think that those are big enough, because he just goes, "This is filler," and that's discounting like 12 episodes flat out, and then he just goes, "Yeah, the cat is convenient."
Triton, I literally talked about the student getting beaten to death, almost to death by another student, while other students in the background are laughing and not stopping it.
Bystander effect is super real.
I literally just said this happened. It is on video.
It is.
Like,
it happens. Laughter was heard.
Laughter!
This is just the moment that he was unlucky, and that happened to him.
It wasn't even like they were laughing. They just didn't want to get involved.
Final Fantasy 13 unboxing, get me in there.
What do you want to do?
We should do like hey, pick a video, come in for like 5 minutes, and we could talk about it. That'd be good. That'd be fun. What are we doing, y'all? What's going on here? I know people are going Last of Us 21, of course. DSP, Drit's video. What? Get out of here! I don't know what to check the Discord for, but
there's something wrong with him. We should get a teacher. No, just leave him alone. He's creepy. Let's go. We're not doing Mark
month. Hey, what are we gonna do? Well, we're gonna do Mark month in the middle of viewer request month. Yeah, sure. We should hit up a little bit of DSP. People are asking.
What do you want to do?
DSP.
If we're gonna do that come in 5-minute thing, we should save the unboxing so Gavin can come in.
Go DSP and go Snort Hogan. Let's see if there's something that we want to talk about or haven't talked about. Go up to the daily bag. How long is that? 3 minutes? Let's just do that real quick. The daily bag. This is just going to be a quick one. We'll look back in the chat to see what other people want, but this is just something I got to talk about with the whole groceries thing. Because this dude.
No, don't DSP. Why?
Play some Uno. Want to see BG lose?
Hey, I do very well at Uno, so let's not even frame it as something else.
Why anime and manga has become boring by Masked Man. Okay, let me look that up. Because it hasn't.
I would say.
Okay, I'm gonna add this to the list because let's go.
Let me tell you something, brother.
Snort. Drip.
I can't tell you how many times I listen to that.
Fair enough. All right, that's everything that is going on right now. Now, obviously, because I started so late, we don't really have time for a million segments and things like that. Here's what I'm gonna say.
What are those million segments do you mean? You have 3 segments. You have DSP news. You have the question thing, the inbox, and you have Phil's day off. What are you talking about?
I'm gonna say, please today support my streams if you can. Because of all this crazy stuff going on this week, there has been no consistency to my content. Right? I'm behind on playthroughs now. Like, I literally lost about 2 streams.
Pause. Play more!
Play more!
It's your choice to be behind at this point.
Just go, hey, I'm going to add an extra hour to each stream for this week. That would add up to the missed 2 streams. Or 2 days of streaming. He made me hate the word support.
The Modern Warfare 3 stream. No, I lost 3 streams. I lost the Modern Warfare 3 stream on Monday. I lost yesterday's daytime stream because my internet kept getting kicked off by this idiot. And then today, of course, because of what happened with me being all messed up in the head this morning, I didn't do my regular stream of Mario RPG.
He goes, man, I was so depressed this morning. I couldn't get out of bed. I was just sitting there crying.
Behind on stuff like it's a real person job with deadlines.
He's not behind on anything.
No.
He doesn't have, I need to finish this game by Wednesday. There's nothing like that. He's not behind on anything.
He has shuffled his schedule. He has taken games off the schedule. He has added streams to the schedule, removed streams from the schedule. It is by his own design, his own hand, and he's going, I can't.
But he goes, and what did he say?
Because of what happened with me being all messed up in the head.
Oh, and he was like, I'm depressed. I can't get out of bed. And then Cat, my shining ray of hope, comes in and just like, you got to get out of bed. And he's like, you're right. And he got up and he did a cartwheel and got some coffee and a bagel. It's like, Phil, this is farce. No, you can't be like, I'm the best. These trolls are all no lives. They ain't got nothing going on. But then you lose 3 days of income.
Not 3 days, 3 streams.
3 streams of income. And you in the bed crying, my dude? You can't do both of those with those scary eyes. And this demon is in the corner of your room waiting to get you. You can't do both of those. You can't be, I'm better than all y'all. Every day of my life is the best day that I've ever had. But also, I'm real sad because people are messing with me as they have been for 15 years when you can take an action that will get you a lot of money. Talk to a lawyer and go, here is the situation. They will be like, go time. Because it's money time at that point. They have taken actionable steps against your account. There are contracts and stuff like that. They've put your money. You can get something out of this. Talk to Comcast. They'll probably give you like 4 months of free internet.
Yes.
Get anything out of this. But you're so stupid, you're so lazy that you've done nothing but cry in bed until your fat wife rocks up and just goes, get the out of bed. We broke.
Which I do not believe.
Which I don't believe.
Like Church said, I don't believe she's going anywhere near Phil to initiate a conversation of, you gotta get up, my husband. You must go on, my husband.
She let you sit there in bed for all those hours because you tweeted out, yo, I can't do this today.
FF13 unboxing.
We're waiting for Gavin another day.
She let you stay in bed all that time and did nothing. She woke up. She had to see you in bed. She's
in the bed with him, no.
She had to go downstairs and be like, Phil's not here. He's normally down here to get his coffee or whatever. Go upstairs and just see him and no, none of this happened. And if it did happen such in a way that she got him out of bed 1 hour after she should have noticed.
I saw you in a Burger King.
But you took up 2 seats. But she should have been like, If he did get her out, if she did get him out of bed in a timely manner to
I do
get
not
rid of
believe.
his depression, because he said he showered, he shaved, he got a bagel, he got a drink, he could have been streaming.
Yep.
But he said no, he couldn't. So this had to be around noonish, his time.
Yep.
So she let him do that all that time. It don't make sense, Phil.
And she didn't have to work that day.
He is so horrified of whatever's happening in the corner of his room.
I didn't do my regular stream.
Aries 1 says, she's procreating with someone else.
Procreating, as humans do.
This piece of last night, the craziest, and I can't remember what it was. I'm watching a piece of P stream, and it's just like, sometimes this man does not sound human. Oh, it was Marissa's dress. Her outfit 3 is a dress, and he's just like, I guess it's a wedding dress because she wants to something like capitulate with someone, and I'm like, Phil, you robot! Are you that afraid of sex and intimacy that you gotta separate it with these big procreation words?
Just medical, hard, in textbook language.
Today, of course, because of what happened with me being all messed up in the head this morning, I didn't do my regular stream of Mario RPG. So I'm behind 3 gameplay streams, and it screwed me all up, schedule-wise and everything else. So today, please, if you like me and my content, please support it. There's many ways you can do that. You can engage with the content by liking the video.
Pause. And we've talked about this before, but it's so noticeable. Listen to how he frames the whole, here's how you can support it. He always introduces it with the least things that the
easiest thing for you.
The easiest things for you, or the more things that he benefits from the least. You can like the stream. That's easy to do. You can
comment.
do that. You can comment. And then he ramps it up to the super chats, to the membership, to the gifting memberships. And
it tis the season.
Tis you.
It's the season for giving.
So I guess on their wedding night, they sat in bed in darkness and did nothing.
Yeah, if the internet's out, there's nothing that we can do. We can't talk to each other. Horrifying. But the last thing, and it's always the last thing, it's mechanical at this point. It's always tipping. That's what it always is.
Because the tipping, once he says tipping, he can now go into
why the tips.
Why the tips. It's never why the super chats.
No, super chats are just super chats. Members, he'll go into that a little bit. Memberships, they help the channel. Here's what you can get from the membership.
Content.
But tips help me directly because I get that right now. And he puts that in your mind for the very last thing. It's so manipulative in this way. And it's always the same. Take a look at it. Take a listen to it. It will always start off with either likes or it will start off with super chats.
Likes, comments.
Those are the easy things to do. And then they ramp up because you can only super chat for yourself, but you can help the community with memberships because
Super
you
chat,
give a
super
membership
sticker.
and then they might keep that membership and thus that goes up, number go up. It's horrifying.
Many ways you can do that. You can engage with the content by liking the videos and streams. You can leave comments on the videos. You can talk with me in chat. That's all well and good, and it helps a lot.
Oh, no!
Okay.
That's the cutoff!
Yep,
that was the cutoff of the bullshit!
Yep, that is, and now we are going off to a different section of how you guys can help.
It is time for the actual support. This is the YouTube algorithm support.
Yeah.
Nobody gives a shit about this.
Yeah.
Let's talk about
Passive
the ways you
help.
can direct help for your boy.
Passive help. This is direct money time stuff.
All right, thanks for the super chat, Jinx. Have a good night.
Yes.
Oh wow, it's getting way too dark, way too early these days, and I'm a man that loves me some darkness. I'm like, it's got to be like 5:36.
Also, you can go above and beyond by doing things like
above and beyond the typical means of support.
This is the normal base level. If you go to a Taco Bell, this is your normal taco. Hey, and then there's the Taco Supreme that has the sour cream.
Well, the Nacho Doritos. It's got a Dorito
It's
shell.
levels to this.
Sexual, but has to be married because he believes it's what people do at a certain age.
Yes, that is exactly what it was. It is, I need to be an adult, and this is what adults do.
That's why he's always like, oh, with my mature, all these kids, because he wants to play adult so much because he doesn't necessarily understand what it actually means to be an adult. He thinks an adult has debt, has bills, has
a house,
a big house, a nice
has
house,
a family, which is why he keeps saying family. I'm going to be spending Thanksgiving with my family. You can spend almost equal amount of syllables going my cat and my wife. But no, family sounds
my
more
life
enticing.
partner.
My legally contractually obligated life partner who lives with me and definitely sleeps in the same bed as me, as well as my animal who I own.
That's all well and good, and it helps a lot. Also, you can go above and beyond by doing things like super chats, memberships.
Gavin and Lightning says, Goku, this is normal support. Then and
that's what it is!
Is to support even further beyond.
Normal support is Kaioken, and then there's a whole separate realm of strength.
Yeah,
that's
the
the normal.
Super Saiyan. Anybody can learn a Kaioken. Anybody.
And anybody can like and comment, but now we shift over to this different level of strength. And that's always what it is. Listen to that. Likes, and then he goes in super chats, members, tips.
Memberships and tips. If you didn't notice, look what happened.
Oh my god! Got the pointy! Look at the hair! Look at that dumb smug face! Oh my god, he's the worst! Detestable! Just the worst type of human! My god! Phil! I can't stand this man! Oh my god! Look at this! Oh, I had it perfect! Where we at?
Come on, baby. I had you. I need the point and the smile.
Oh my.
Yes.
This is everything Phil is. This lame overlay. This. Why the is half of this stuff gaming and the other half Christmas? What is this? And never forget, they're propped up on an Xbox and a PS5 box.
Right version of this.
This is parody. That face is making me real mad.
Oh man, he had to go tinkles. Oh Jesus Christ. We'll go back and hear the whole support thing. Dude, the point. So, he hadn't done the support. Getting late. Have a nice day. Night. Happy hours here. Thank you for the super chat, Aries. Enjoy the rest of your day as well. The point had went away for so long. I thought we were done with it. Completely done with it. Because it is legitimately my most hated thing about Phil, especially when he would ramp up, like wind up for the point. I just want to direct your attention to this. Oh, boom!
The worst part was when he had it above him and he would point both fingers up, or he would have to look at the stream and just sort of angle where his fingers should be.
Dragon Instinct Goku.
Dragon Instinct Goku. Dragon Instinct Goku.
You can engage with the content by liking the videos and streams. You can leave comments on the videos. You can talk with me in chat. That's all well and good, and it helps a lot. Also, you can go above and beyond by doing things like super chats, memberships, gifted memberships, and tips. If you didn't notice, look what happened again. So I have a day yesterday that's not a normal day, so no one joins as a member.
What was with the tongue? I had a day that was not a normal day, and then watch his mouth.
So I have a day yesterday that's not a normal day. So no.
That tongue thing is something, and somebody needs to figure out what that is.
He does it so frequently.
Just don't do the point. Don't.
It's so infuriating. Said this before, but it's funny how a lot of the stuff in Phil's layout is retro 8-bit stuff, yet he barely plays anything old like 8-bit or some other retro tuber, and the Christmas stuff on top of it just makes it look even dumber.
It makes negative sense.
So no one joins as a member, and now
he's pointing!
We're down to 501 again, and we're on the edge of going below 500 members again because of this. And again, whose fault is?
You know what? Whose problem?
Oh, it's one.
That's that my wife stuff where you almost slipped up.
We're gonna stop the pointing.
We're gonna stop the pointing.
Y'all are lucky I did not have time for the new layout with the new permanent fixture to the stream. Otherwise, y'all would be tasting it right now. I don't even remember what I was gonna say at the point.
500 members again because of this.
Oh, you know what would be great if Phil gifted a bunch of memberships one time.
But no, he doesn't. He has never.
It'd be great if he just went, dang, we're really close to the goal. You know what, guys? And then he drops the 10 members
he can do that. Man, support has been really good today, so I'm going to give back.
Alfonso Rodriguez says, pointing Phil is best Phil.
No, it's not.
It is legitimately the worst Phil. This is the music market Phil for me.
Because it's what else could it be on screen? You have words at the top, you have words at the bottom. You don't need to draw the attention to this.
Tips the season of giving. Not even 10. Just slid that P in there.
When Phil ever given back? Never. Never ever. You know what? He has given away that PS4. But that was purely PS3. But that was purely because Leanna didn't want it.
Yep.
And he didn't return it, but he was Big Pockets Phil back then.
Yeah.
So he didn't need that $300-$400 back. He was fine not having it. And now in his back pocket, he can always pull out. Y'all saying I'm a bad YouTuber that doesn't do anything? I gave out a PS3. He can always pull that out.
I just gave away a code for RoboCop.
That was given to you that people said was expired.
Hilarious.
Whose fault is this? It ain't yours and it ain't mine.
Whose problem is this? That was his first.
Yep.
Why would he go to that?
Because it's a problem.
Because this is a problem. Whose problem is this? It's your problem.
Yes,
but
it's not my problem.
Whose fault is this? You have nobody. What?
Why are the members expiring? It's not your fault. It's not my fault. It's definitely the fault of the people that's not re-upping their membership. What do you mean?
If I was able to sit here and make constant, normal content for you like I should be able to, we wouldn't have had this dip.
No. So why don't you have 600-700 members?
Why don't you have it right now?
Dip.
Why aren't you right now getting more members now that you're streaming right now in this pre-stream?
Your work has been consistent, if nothing else. You do the stream in the morning and at night. Always. No problems. Why aren't you higher? Why is there any kind of dip?
I just want to see. I can't see it with the Dark Dave stuff. Raw DSP. Because I'm not giving Phil a view. There it is. You gained since what was this? Like 3 days ago?
It's about 3 days ago.
30 members.
29.
Worthless.
We have this dip because of this idiot. So please, today, consider becoming a member, maybe gifting a membership to your fellow.
Here's the wrap up, y'all. Memberships is the start. Super chat, super stickers, tips.
Tips time.
It would be a great way to help.
Oh wait, no, because he's heavily into the membership right now, so maybe it's just members.
Nope.
Of course,
Tips
the
coming.
final thing here is tip.
Talk about dick.
This glowing white hand just pointing into the void, making sure he's angled. And of course, the final thing. Of course, it is no question. There is no doubt that the final thing we're talking about, wrap up, is the tip.
It's a concert. You've got opening acts. The beginnings, that's gonna be the lowest people. Then it's gonna go higher and higher, and then them mobs gonna come out and rock your world. Of course, stop it! Stop!
But what would Phil's encore be? Because tips are the topper. It's the main event. Maybe it's once he's hit the goals, it's the more, hey, now we can direct your attention over to.
No, the encore is once he hits that $50, then it flips over to $100.
No. Because once the 150 is hit, there's no more slash.
No, that's the end of the day. That's the end of the concert.
No, that's not the end of it. Because now it's the encore time. The encore would be, now that we've hit the tips goal, hey, memberships are looking a little low.
That is. Do that.
Yeah. It just moves over. Stop complaining.
Point, snort.
All right. There have been some streams this week where the tips have been great, and others where it's been like next to nothing, and that's again not anyone's fault. Normally there's peaks and valleys when it comes to support, but when I'm not consistently doing what I said I was going to do, it screws it up. I was supposed to play one game on Monday night. I played a different game, right?
And you think
that's the reason
you
why
think the Call of Duty people that were gonna come out see the Super Mario RPG and go, oh no. I'm not gonna support Phil because he's not playing COD.
I'm not gonna support him now because I was gonna support him for this game in particular. I like Phil, but only when Phil is playing Mario, and I can't tip him now.
Everything's been screwed up constantly.
If it's not anybody's fault, shut the f up about it. Why bring it up? What is he? Because he needs somebody to point to and just go, here is the problem. But there is no problem here. It's just a thing that's happening, y'all, and we're going to make it through this.
So, if you can, please support the streams today in some way. It sure would be great if you could tip it. That would help me with my day off.
You didn't see what he just did there.
Any point?
No.
It's been screwed up constantly this week. So, if you can, please support the streams today in some way.
It's the same people every time. Who is this mysterious audience?
He presented it like Vanna White presents a car at Wheel of Fortune. It's like, here it is, the sweeping support I need.
Like he's on SNL presenting the Fit Band, ladies and gentlemen, The Weekend. Here it is. But did you see the sweeping motion? It starts at tips, and then I direct your attention to the tips, and then over.
Can please support the streams today in some way. It sure would be great if you could tip it. That would help me for my day off tomorrow. You know, I got groceries and everything.
Yep, here it is, the ramp up, and we hit the final peak.
Here's what I wanted to talk about, where I thought it would only take max 5 minutes or so to get here.
We might need to hit another Phil video real quick. I forgot how much I love talking about Phil.
But this bastard, he goes, when he got his motherfucking cart robbed, which is
the worst story. I have never heard a man tell a story in a worse fashion.
It's so frustrating.
that
whole
cart
thing.
story is the worst.
He goes, he has a cart full of things. Mm-hmm. And then the next week, he still has to go shopping? For what? For 2 people!
And a cat.
And I understand that lady is a big lady.
But likely a big lady.
Allegedly
a big lady.
But you said a grocery cart full. So either he's exaggerating just to make it seem like they walk out of there with a cart full of groceries.
I don't believe that part of it.
Or he's just a dumb piece that just is wasting food.
Yeah, that's the one I believe. I believe he expects everything to be fresh. And because that's his favorite word in the world. Fresh. It's fresh. So when he made those tacos or whatever, the meat would no longer be fresh. So it's time to throw that out. Mm-hmm. The second he opens something to cook it, it's no longer fresh. Throw that out.
So here's what I suggest we do. Mm-hmm. You do a small segment that's like 5 minutes. I do a small segment that's 5 minutes of field stuff, and then we bounce because there's something that I want to talk about.
Okay, let's do yours first so I can look up something. Okay, but we're still on this one.
I got to do tomorrow. In fact, I got groceries and pet supplies. I have to go to the pet store tomorrow. There's some things that I'm low on now.
What is that for eating and doing to where you need to go to the pet store weekly?
I hate it. I hate it so much.
Yeah.
Swift.
So,
yep. Perfect drink.
Please consider it. Thank you. in advance to anyone who supports my streams. Now it's time to shout out those who have.
So, DSP almost had to eat lunch meat sandwiches, rants about getting groceries delivered.
That's what you want?
I need when he actually talks about it being delivered.
We get to the end of unpacking everything, and I'm like, he's from the grocery store that's at the very edge of your zip code. Region, no update. 1 o'clock hits, no update. What the hell's going on? Oh, we don't get updated.
Let's go to about 8 minutes. Yeah, about right there.
And we're like, what? Like, you're kidding me, because we're hungry. Like, we're waiting. We want this soup. We're both sick. We don't have anything else in the house to really eat.
So,
like,
to preface this, for people that don't know, Phil was sick, very, very sick. He had to cancel a stream. I mean, it may have been COVID, whatever. His wife was also sick, allegedly. They ordered delivery groceries. It got delayed a little bit, and now they're waiting for it.
granola bars, or lunch meat sandwiches, which are...
All we have is granola bars and how do you have such little amount of food in your house that you have granola bars, bread, and meat?
Do you have Miracle Whip and or mayo? Do you have mustard? Do you have cheese? If you do, that's good enough.
Cat works, cat drives. Hey, I'm sick. Pick up some food. No, she couldn't even do that.
This is what we need.
All they have is these things. And he has to be like, lunch meat sandwiches. And they called it out in the interview of just like, what's wrong with lunch meat sandwiches? Nothing. So why'd you bring it up as a disparaging thing here?
Again.
Did you guys know that Phil was sick for a week? He won't let people forget about it ever. This is going to be a point of contention forever. This is going to be this week where he lost a little bit of money. And it set him back apparently for months.
When you're sick and you can't taste anything, you want some soup and crackers and bread, that kind of stuff.
What do you mean bread?
Like, what? This sucks. Like, what's going on? So I just happened to call the customer service line because I wanted to know.
Pause. How do you happen to call somebody? I was just looking at my phone and I just called them.
I was mashing a champions and it dialed a number.
He has to make it sound so nonchalant, like, hey, what up, babe? I'm just chilling here. I didn't even know you was gonna be here when you planned to be there for that girl. Get that? I happened to call.
What? I don't know. I just threw this on.
Mother, you spent an hour with that fit.
And they said, all right. So just so you know, here's how it works, because we get this complaint literally every day.
I doubt they said to you, the customer, we get this complaint literally every day. We get this complaint every day, lick slip.
No way he did that.
All right. So just so you know, here's how it works, because we get this complaint literally every day.
It's something.
Yeah, no. And this is something new.
It's something, and I need to sit down one day and just look at a stream when he does that. And just is it that he's lying? Is it that he's exaggerating? Is it that he's worried about something? I don't know what that is, but it's something.
It goes by your zip code. So you could literally be the farthest
Phil just be big chilling and hitting people up.
Of the zip code. And
you know what we'll do? We'll do your 5 minutes this time. We'll do my 5 minutes next stream. And we'll start peppering in some 5 minutes of Phil stuff.
Still deliver groceries from the grocery.
Because the one I really want to do right now...
It's not like you tripped and fell into a number, then tripped and fell into a number, then you saw that.
I happen to call you.
The one I really want to do right now is the... I'm not a sellout, guys. If you want to get advertised to watch TV, but I'm providing free content that you support. Dude, because it was just calling out everybody. I don't have a bunch of advertisers, but I feel like in a week, something's going to hit different, and I'm going to want to do that.
the farthest away.
we can still do that.
Code, and they'll still deliver
We'll
groceries
see.
from the grocery store that's at the very edge of your zip code. So it could be 2 hours away.
Here's
Pause.
Yeah, I'll do a poll right now.
I don't know what he's talking about. Because Instacart, you can pick. It just goes by your closest closest store that you're closest to.
Or you can pick a store that's further away. Actually,
Uber Eats, you can pick whatever store you want. I don't know what third water back alley in grocery delivery he got, where they're just going out to the edge. He's lying, is the thing. What DBZ video meme? Because there's a lot of DBZ videos.
But if it's in your zip code, you'll still get food from that grocery store, and they can't control it. There's nothing they can do about it. That's just how the system works.
I don't believe
And I was
you,
like,
Phil.
why doesn't it say that when you sign up for it or when you purchase it? Sorry, sir, we don't make the system. Okay, fair enough. You're customer support. I'm not gonna yell at you or anything, but that's kind of shitty that you don't explain that.
Pause. I'm not going to yell at you, but I am going to explain to you, a person who does not make the system, who has nothing to do with this, and can't report this to be like, hey, make this better, why this is bad. This Karen,
you're the person in front of me, so you get all the complaints of me.
Ordering process. You pay for everything first, then it tells you the next day that this is how it works. Right? It's kind of messed up. So I said,
There's not anything, Phil. This is not how anything works. I do not believe you.
So let me get this straight. This guy's been driving around all day since 9 a.m. with our groceries on his truck. Yes. I was like, but we have frozen stuff in there. Like there's frozen foods and stuff in the order. Could it be melted? Yes.
C says,
I don't believe
we love
this.
how DSP has to be the savior of the company in every single story.
Oh, it's so horrible how he has to be like, this is how you, because that's that ACE certification stuff where he's like, I continuous improvement. I know how to fix systems and stuff. But they would not just be like, yes, that is a fact of the matter. It's like, unfortunately, sir, that is a distinct possibility based upon the current location that he is at. But we do offer bags that have sort of
insulation.
Cool insulation that retains the coolness. So with any
if you have any issues, we'll be free.
They would not credit you. They would not just, as somebody who works in a customer service industry, nobody would just be like, yes.
And here's another thing that's always happened. Whoever he's talking to agrees with him.
Yes. Like with the cable thing, where cable man comes up and just like, yeah, they're only doing this to get your money, Phil. I'm here on commission. The person made a commission, and Phil's just like, wow, they're just making everybody just, you don't need to come here. Yes, that is correct. I didn't need to come here. We could have just done this remotely. It's disgusting.
I've never heard no shit like that.
Yes, he does.
That agrees with me.
He's got such a victim complex. Everything in this world must be against him. It's not simply that this is just a one-off bad thing that happened. No, the whole company is wrong. He's being inconvenienced to the max. I hate him.
Yes, it could be melted. His truck's supposed to be cold, but there's no guarantee that when that stuff shows up to your house, it'll still be cold. Wow. So what happens, number one, what happens if he's late? And number two, what happens if the stuff shows up all messed up? They said, number one, if he shows up significantly late, call us again. We'll give you like a small credit. Like, we'll give you $10. Oh, good. $10. That's really helping. Right?
Pause. Tip me. Would you be happy to get $10, Phil? Is that a good or a bad thing to get $10? Now, it's...
DSP has to be the guy with the flashlight, and you wonder, Phil, why can't you just fix it?
He's pointing to it. Just go, you fix it.
It's finally my turn to battle.
It's finally my turn. Main character syndrome, yes. He is that dude that is just like, it's all about him. Whatever's happening is because it's inconveniencing him, and it has to be only because it's him. How his mind works is always baffling to me. He lied as easily as he breathed, yes. Because Who's there to check him? What are you gonna do? Call up whatever company that he went with, because he doesn't say what the company is, so we can't even fact check how that works. So he can just lie. There's nobody to fact check it, and he makes himself look like I've been so inconvenienced, such that everybody just agrees that this is the wrong way to do this thing. Hey, you beg every day, yet turn down $10. He's just like a small credit, $10. That $10, that's a big old pack of cheese. That's a pack of chicken breasts.
Yes,
that's a bunch of things.
I bought a bag, like a 10-pound bag of chicken legs and thighs for like $13.
But what happens if like the stuff shows up and it's all melted or it's spoiled because this guy's had it in his car all day?
Pause.
And they said, well,
we're sick. We want soup. Yep. We want bread.
Yep.
We want things like that to help us.
Phil has what I call reverse charisma.
Hey now.
Phil is a dirty maid character like Peter Griffin.
But why is he getting frozen stuff if he just wants soup and stuff to make you feel better? What is this frozen stuff?
Hungry man dinners. Sometimes you just got a hungry man dinner. We're not doing the Final Fantasy 13 unboxing. It's going to go to a big video where we're going to have some people come in, do some videos they want to do along with us, and then get the out.
It's going to be a field. We need to get back. We need to finish the interview.
We need to finish the interview. We need to finish your question mailbag. We got a lot of field content.
There's so much.
That's the case. Again, contact us and you tell us everything, and we'll just give you the money back for the things that are spoiled. I said, you understand this doesn't solve the problem. I ordered groceries because I need them. I'm sick. I'm stuck at home. The whole point is to have the delivery of the groceries to my house reliably. Not you fuck it all up and you give me my money back, because that doesn't give me the groceries. Like, I need the fucking groceries.
Hey, where's your wife? If it comes f***ed up, just go, hey, Kat, they f***ed up some of these things. They arrived late. Can you pick up these 4 items for me?
I am sick, so I need frozen food.
So this is how it works. This is how their system works.
Hey, Phil, you have explained all of this. What did they say? Oh, they didn't say anything because you've made this part of the story up? I'm sick. I need this food. It can't arrive frozen. They say nothing.
There's never
Phil.
There's never a good frame to freeze on Phil.
He's so ugly.
Ass, unprofessional, not refined system. And they've been using this system since COVID in 2020. It's the end of 2023. They haven't figured this out yet. All right?
Anytime I order from Instacart, I have never gotten my food.
Never.
Like 7 hours later. Or
Never.
Something. Unless I purposely go, I am scheduling it for this time.
He is lying.
He's lying.
Big sip. Delicious. Once, twice. Chew that water.
So,
smack. Thank you very
The
much.
food did arrive around 4:30 p.m. And what happened was, the guy brought a bunch of plastic like storage containers with those foldable tops. He brought them up to the stairs, and he on a pallet, like a giant pallet. He rolled it all up.
He bought how much food? How much food did he get? Cause he's just sick. What do you? 15 things of soup? It makes no sense. This story, and then 2 things that he needs a pallet for, and this was a month ago, and then. As he's doing weekly grocery trips, mind you, he still has a grocery cart full of food that he gets. This wasn't even a month later. This was later that month that he needed a grocery for 2 people.
He just threw my pillow.
As his family. I'm not gonna insult the family. It's just a mom and a dad who love their son. As they have provided him with things for Thanksgiving. So he doesn't need to get those things. But he still has a grocery cart full of food, weekly food trips, and 2 containers that needs a pallet worth of food.
I love how one of his pay cucks are just go frozen soup.
started basically unloading plastic bags of groceries.
Now this is the reason why I wanted this.
Front doorstep. Now, what if we were both ill? And
But you're not. So
you are ill. What do you mean? What if you both were ill? In this story, you both are ill, or at least one of you are ill.
Like we were. Luckily for me, yesterday I was getting better, so I was able to bring all the groceries in. My wife couldn't. She was deathly ill. She was, in bed, couldn't move. So what if we were both sick? Who the fuck brings the groceries in?
Pause.
Who would have brought him in either way?
He wants this muff to walk in his house and put the groceries in his kitchen? What does he want? He ordered Jesus Christ. He ordered all of this food and then just goes, what am I going to do to get this food in my house? You ordered all that food. Their job is not to put the food in your house.
What, you want them to put them in the cabinets and fridge too?
You got the food. You ordered all that food and like, this is, wow, what if I was sick? I listened to this at Youmacon and darn near fell to my knees. I was so mad at this entitled sack of crap just going, why didn't they bring the food in my house? What if I was sick? What do you mean, what if you were sick? You are sick, number one. So you're just gonna, your wife is deathly sick. So you're just gonna infect somebody else? What is the sequence of events? I bought all this food, so now you bring it in my house? Phil, you know you're not letting anybody in your house. So what the f*** do you mean? What if I was sick? How am I gonna get this food in my house? Shut.
It'd be like if somebody was getting transport to the airport and then the car pulled up and they expected them to go inside the house, fold their suitcase, and then bring the suitcase out to the car.
What does he expect?
He was, in bed, couldn't move. So what if we were... My wife couldn't. She was deathly ill. She was, in bed.
Deathly ill.
So what if we were both sick? Who the fuck brings the groceries in?
What does... It's just that...
DA is so mad, yo.
No.
I can't express how mad he is
It's
right
the entitlement of this man. He orders 2 pallets of food...
Pallets!
Why are you just leaving it on my doorstep?
Why aren't you bringing it inside my house into my kitchen?
As is customary.
Hope says, every time I think Phil has broken me completely, he finds new places I didn't know I had to be broken.
He goes further beyond.
No, Kat had COVID. He had COVID. They had COVID.
So he thinks the delivery person is also supposed to be a housekeeper? It makes no sense what he wanted. Like he would just let some rando in his house?
All right, you brought the pallets. Come on in, my friend. He did the sweep that he did for the support right into the kitchen, good sir.
I don't know. But anyway...
Don't say I don't know! Like this is customary! You don't buy all that food and then wonder how you're gonna get it!
He didn't even put in like special instructions like, hey, can you bring the food inside the door or something?
Nothing!
It's just, he expects it to be brought in.
So he sees that the person is out there. Does he not meet him at the door and just go, hey yo, you bringing that in? Or does he just let him unload it? What happens here? What does he... That's why I wanted
C
this.
says, he wants the delivery guy to bring the groceries, stock up everything, and bang his wife.
That last part was like, oh my goodness. But that's why, because I will never forget that moment of him just going, what if we were sick? How are we supposed to get this food in? You ordered it.
You should be grateful that somebody brought you groceries that you couldn't get yourself anyway. Do you want to keep going, or is that the end of your video?
It's a little bit. This is
So, thankfully, I was bringing in all these groceries. Boop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doop. Bring them all in, right?
This is a grown...
What is this Donkey Kongo that he's doing? Doop-a-doop-a-doop.
This in Mario thing.
And all right, let's take a look. So I'm checking everything,
Oh,
and I will say
shave.
this: thankfully, everything we ordered was there.
Okay.
I was shocked.
Yeah, we're good.
Just
But
save.
that's just what I wanted.
Yes,
It's
I
just
understand.
that pure and that is something that I will never.
Primal rage.
Moments come and go for. I'm telling you, legitimately, or I needed to sit down for a second as I'm at an anime convention, going, "It's so fun! I'm so happy to be here. Oh, feel so stupid. What? Bring it in your house."
Almost fell to my
Man.
Oh yeah, this is near the section I want anyway. So a little bit backstory here. Well, it says it in the title. DSP essentially was just like all these shilling products and I'm different, blah blah blah. But he's starting to run ads on his channel where YouTube just inserts the ads automatically, and he's starting to run those types of things. And people are like, how's that any different than just you reading an ad for a sponsorship? And this is his explanation of why it's different.
Someone took $2.01. Says, I don't get why it isn't okay to have advertisements on stream for money, but it's okay to ask for contributions for money. It's okay to do things for money. I work my job for money. Yeah, I do too. Like, I don't know. That's too confusing.
Sir.
What was confusing about that?
He deciphers Jade's messages. No shade on Jade, but they're indecipherable sometimes.
Time go.
It's one of the more legible things that Jade has said.
One day you want to have an open conversation about it, I guess we'll have it, but I'm not going to sit here and argue.
His layout pisses me off. So he went over here.
Phil is the personification of when you walk upstairs and try to take that extra phantom step.
Dude, I do that so often. Just think you got one more. Oh shit. Dude, I can't tell you how many times I watched that muffin fall. Look at it all. Oh shit.
The difference between crowdfunding free content because you like it and you want to see it to continue versus someone who is literally creating content to sell you something so that they can pay or so they can make money to line their pockets. Do you understand the difference?
Pause. What is the... You're saying they're making money to line their pockets. What if they have families they need to take care of?
This helps them as well.
This is their job. So they're lining their pockets, but you need this money for weekly grocery trips.
And this is where he's framed it. The reason I do these things is because I need it. They do it just to increase their already wealth.
Can we get that all clean now that we've got the ending?
I do too. Like, I don't know. That's too confusing. If one day you want to have an open conversation about it, I guess we'll have it, but I'm not going to sit here and argue the difference between crowdfunding free content because you like it and you want to see it to continue versus someone who is literally creating content to sell you something so that they can pay or so they can make money to line their pockets. Do you
Phil's final two brain cells fighting for third place.
And the difference?
But do you see how he framed that?
Yes.
You are crowdfunding somebody free content versus
that
you like versus somebody making an active choice to monetize you. You have no say in that matter. You can come here and give me money. That's your choice. But they're forcing this on you. This is so slimy. This is crowdfunding free stuff, but here they're just lining their pockets with unskippable ads.
It's very different. It is.
Yeah. You are an adult.
An adult man.
Do not do that stuff.
Very different. It is. It's just very different. Listen, if you want to be advertised to, you can go to TV
Did you see his lip?
Oh yeah.
To go to any of the shows on the internet. I mean, even the things you pay for, like Netflix, Amazon Video, they're all got ads now. All of them. It's all just ads everywhere, right? You can go watch.
Phil, you run ads.
You do daily plugs.
Those Netflix and things, those are the types of ads you run. You're not talking about a sponsored stream. You're not talking about that type of thing. You're talking about literal ads being run right now from a Netflix, from a Hulu, from an Amazon. That is what you do.
If you don't have ad block on your phone or on your computer or whatever, and you click on a Phil video, you will get ads. What's the difference, Phil?
Many advertisements as you like. I would think that it would be refreshing. That
this is where it pissed me off. Refreshing that there's just this free content
wind hitting you in the face. It's like chewing 5 gum. It's like, oh,
it's so. I hope it'd be refreshing that there's just this type of guy out there that. Dude,
make content to sell you something. What are you actually talking about? To do a minute-long ad? He whatever he's doing, he has to make it the most right thing.
Don't do the nose and then a snort. What's wrong with advertising your stuff on YouTube? White Manga does it with his comic, and at least he's honest. How's that any different from his begging streams? If you have to keep asking for support, how are you people funding Phil because they like him? How is that not forcing as well?
Every day you do your please tips, all this stuff. What's different than just having up a thing that just says, hey, buy this toothpaste? It's pretty good.
Please monetize off of us. We love ads.
Dude, it'd be like, I think his fans would be totally fine if Phil got $700 from an advertiser to run their ad, just him speaking an ad for 3 streams.
But he has to be that honest guy.
Quote unquote honest guy.
He has to be that I'm different than these people.
As you like. I would think that it would be refreshing that there's someone who makes content for you that doesn't want you to be advertised to all day.
You run ads!
You run ads.
And now you've started upping your ads. Because when he started his stream and he went, we're going to do low ads. I didn't hear any complaints.
So we're bumping that up.
So we're bumping it up to medium ad. So now you're going to get an ad every 45 minutes. I don't hear any complaints.
No.
Refreshing.
Someone who makes content for you that doesn't want you to be advertised to all day. No.
Why does
Phil, go on? When you don't get your money up,
he's so mad.
It's almost like 30 minutes to an hour. Every 30 minutes to an hour, guys, please, is low. Is that not an advertisement for them to tip or sub to you?
I would think so, right?
I do not care.
I do not care.
Have ads on content. If I could have no ads on anything, no ads on the streams, no ads on my videos, of course I would do that.
He's already admitted that advertisement, the stuff he gets from ads on YouTube is so low, it's not even worth talking about. So why not turn that off?
Yeah, what's the point of even having them on?
Because he's lying!
So Phil, if you go, I would prefer to have no advertisements on anything. How does people make money? It's everybody going to be crowdfunded? Because there's... at a certain point, money's gonna run out.
Yes.
So in whoever 1 minute man, he gonna move on to somebody else that needs that crowdfunding.
I think he missed a stream recently. We're just this is the first time I've ever not seen 1 minute man.
Don't have enough.
He bans anyone saying the ads are annoying.
Oh no.
Viewership to do that. I just don't. I need to have some of that. It is supplemental.
Okay, you don't have the viewers to do that type of thing, but wouldn't it be better if you were not even a sponsored stream? Just take those Raycon sponsorships, yes. Take that 2K and just go, hey, for a week, instead of you guys getting a bunch of ads before the video, after the video, during the video, we're just going to do a 45-second Raycon read every once a stream.
Why is he okay with going minimal ads. You guys are cool with that? All right, we're gonna bump it up. Why isn't he okay? Why is he okay with that? But not just going, hey guys, I'm gonna take this Raid Shadow Legends sponsorship. Are you guys cool with that? All right, you are. So maybe we can start integrating this a little bit more. Nothing crazy, but just a little bit.
Maybe
more.
I'll even play it on stream one time.
Why is one fine but not the other?
You know, if I could turn it off, I would. I don't.
You literally can! It is your decision to not only turn it on, but wrap them up! He goes, if I could have no ads on any YouTube video, I would. That would be his preference. But he's forcing ads on others. What sense does that make?
You know? But if I can avoid being a shill and pushing crap down your throat that, you know, you don't care about.
What if you do care about it?
And what happens with the advertising? Because you don't curate the advertisement that people get when they're watching your stream. So what if that's crap they don't care about? Now they just gotta watch a 20-second unskippable ad
about Jeep Grand Cherokee.
I'm not buying a car.
Raycon wouldn't touch him with a 10-foot pole. He says that he gets sponsors in his email.
He says he gets legitimate game developers going, hey, play our indie game for this amount.
But Phil, he always goes, yeah, I'll send them back like, hey, I'm hated on the internet. You're gonna get some videos of me saying the N-word. Don't listen to them.
Like legitimate, and a lot of those compilations have been going away. So I wonder if he's starting to look at advertisers and just like, we gotta scrub the internet as much as possible to start getting ready. For 2200, we get like 6 viewers, 7 viewers a stream. We get stream elements going, hey, $500 sponsored stream. Let's do it. What?
Gavin? It's so refreshing.
It's so refreshing.
I will. It's sad, you know. You go to watch something like, for example, I sometimes try to drop in and watch content creators.
Here we go.
Previously, I used to watch. Okay, so for example, every once in a while, I'll watch the Angry Video Game Nerd. Oh, this is brought to you by NordVPN. Oh, this is brought to you by DoorDash. This is brought to you by this meal subscription service. This is brought to you by some cryptocurrency. This is brought to you by blah, blah, blah. And you watch it and you're like, you know that these guys don't use this stuff.
They don't use. How do you know?
How do you know they don't use it?
How do you know Angry Video Game Nerd does not use NordVPN and DoorDash?
He has a family, so a meal subscription service. It makes things easier to cook as he has an active job. How do you know? You don't know, but you have to season the water and just like, they don't use it. They're just shilling to you. They don't know the quality of NordVPN.
Oh, and that's where he goes.
No.
It's not like a testimonial. This is not like, oh, you know, this is good stuff that they stand by, right? And they
I saw that cock of the headphones. I thought they were getting thrown.
believe in. This is just, I'm going to take payment to shill a product that I don't care about and never will use, but it's just something.
Phil, you use DoorDash. Would you take a DoorDash sponsorship?
Hey, hey, send me Raycons, because never forget, he was shilling a seat that he ain't put.
He ain't but the seat.
She did not touch that, but he put that up on stream. Just like, hey, yo, get the chair. She did not touch. Never forget, he did not stand by that product because he actively could not have.
And then when they went away, well, I got the chair.
That was the other one.
There were 2 chairs?
There was Spawn seats and then there was OPC.
Oh my God.
Or it was...
that I want to push for money. The shout outs. There's one final thing I will say. It's a running thing that I've been saying for many years. I'll say it again this morning. Okay? Ladies and gentlemen. Money talks.
I don't need this part.
Money
what do I do?
talks. And it's intrusive to the video. It's incredibly annoying.
No, it's not intrusive to the video because it's like 2 minutes ad that you can just skip.
Or 40 seconds or 1 minute.
No matter what. What situation are you in where you're just like, I cannot skip this ad?
You are watching a 20-minute video by the Angry Video Game Nerd and you get a minute of an advertisement and you're going, this is unacceptable.
You watch it or you don't and you keep it rocking. There's somebody named the Internet Historian. Mm-hmm. His ads are hilarious. There's a whole compilation of just the ads because they're just so funny that I'll just sit there and watch them. But there's very few people that are just purely, here it is, bam, bam. Mr. Gigi, he does like raps and skits and stuff with his advertisement. Team 4-Star does skits with their advertisement. You can watch it or you don't watch it. It's not like it's every time he's playing the game and he's making his joke and then it's just Nord. But he has to season the water to be like, nah, no. Not like them. 2 chairs in the Burger King.
It's intrusive to the video. It's incredibly annoying, right? Now listen, these guys have much bigger viewership than me, even to this day. They have way more viewers, way more attention on their content than I do, right? So when they do those ads, they got eyes on them. So they probably make a pretty big paycheck just for pumping out that product placement or whatever it is, right? They probably make a pretty penny doing it.
Good for them.
So by doing that, they don't have to have pressure on them about how the performance is on a particular video or whatever.
Hey, so why don't you do that?
Yeah. Phil, would you like to not have that pressure on you?
Then do it.
Would you like to just have this faceless company give you a couple headphones and just say, hey, say Raycon.
And we'll give you $900.
You have your tips and all that stuff at the bottom. Raycon's over there at the bottom as well. Why do you need the
Raycon code?
Why do you need to point to it in order to bring attention to it? If it's so not noticeable that you need to point to it, would Raycons also be so not noticeable that it would just be there until you made mention of it? He just has to make himself the most right ads are always bad.
And he has to make himself the little guy, just like, hey, I'm not like them. I can't just do these things. And I don't want to do these things.
Jealousy, his pocket watching
is ridiculous.
Anybody that he talks about, Boogie, LTG, the side scroller, it's always pocket watching. It's always looking at their subscribers.
They got thousands of dollars for me.
Look at these numbers he's a numbers man through and through, and I'll never understand that because he's such a little guy. He's such a whatever dude, but he always pays attention to what other people do, and then he's just like, why are people micromanaging my money?
Phil, advertisers absolutely pay attention to performances. That's why you keep telling people not to look for your epic racist moments. Maximilian dude, yes. Oh, he hates Max because Max isn't a FGC dude that came up through the community and winning tournaments and stuff. So he's just some casual that's making it. But it's so funny because in the beginning, Phil was like, all these FGC people, I guess they're just jealous that I can just make it on YouTube not playing fighting games. And now here's a dude making it on YouTube doing fighting game stuff but wasn't a competitive player and he's all jealous about it. He sucks!
Because they got paid just for making it, right? But the quality and the feeling of it being genuine.
It's not genuine because this man said NordVPN for a minute.
Yep,
for 60 seconds, you were advertised to, so it is no longer a genuine stream. Phil, when you monetize your streams, are they now ungenuine?
Hawaii shirts.
LTG legitimately bullied him into dressing nicer.
Same thing with Keem. That's why he got the stuff in the background.
This is not a good freeze.
No, it's not.
Is completely left at the door when it's a shield product placement. I'm sorry, it just is. For me, anyway.
Instantly, product placement automatically equals shield, no matter what. It's always that. It cannot be, I stand behind this product.
No. It can't be. It's something I use, I love, so they came to me with a thing.
Or I didn't even know about them. They gave it to me. They gave me NordVPN. Hey, it actually works. I like it. Hey, they gave me a Casper mattress, and it's comfortable.
That's my personal feeling. It's like when I watch that, I'm like, I hate this video now. Like,
Jesus. Yep. I hate this video
because this man said DoorDash for a minute. And I don't personally believe he uses and stands by the service of DoorDash. So it is now an ungenuine video.
Genuine.
The content itself as a whole is not genuine because this man wants to pay his bills by going NordVPN.
In a way that doesn't rely on the audience that may be not as receptive to this particular video. You literally just went, Mubs didn't come around because I was playing another game. They don't have to worry about that because they got that $3,000 NordVPN check for doing a video or whatever.
Phil, why wouldn't you for 2 streams? Wouldn't you love to get a $500 sponsorship spread out over 2 streams? That's $250 per stream before your audience even gives you a dime. Just for saying Raycon 90 seconds every 2 hours.
Why is it okay why is it not okay for them to do a 1-minute ad, but your plug segments go over a minute? And you do it constantly.
Carl Yops needs ads because Billy Mitchell is suing him for saying the truth.
He needs that.
He needs that.
Because he's doing the whole completionist.
Oh boy,
which is a whole mess.
That new video is oof.
So for the first,
oof. First, it was
where
just
the
like,
money?
It was just like maybe he just didn't know. Maybe there's just some incompetence going on. No, it's malicious at this point.
But his first video, which has great performance, he goes, "I didn't do ads just for the integrity of it." But his second video, he's just like, "It's still the integrity thing, but I am the sole breadwinner. So I'm spending time on this, and I'm not making the money that I should. So I'm gonna put an ad on this. Skip it or no." But he puts the ad on. Either way, I'm 100% fine with it.
Yes. Phil, you are the breadwinner of your play. These people are the breadwinners of their family. This thing could help pay for their child's dentistry, a medical bill that they didn't expect. A car, a better upgrade to a car, a more reliable car. Savings for something for a trip, a better improvement in their life. It could getting solar panels on their roof.
Anything.
Always
0 or 100, Phil. It has to be.
No, because he spent $600 before the second stream. Dude, TJ Gamebox has been.
I can't even look at it anymore.
It's legitimately getting past the point of how can you oh my god, somebody get this man some help. Thousands a month.
Gamersubs let people make their own cups and have their own flavors. Yeah, Bricky had one. You just like, I want this flavor. He worked with them to make their flavor.
Hope says, I work in retail. If some representative came in and told me to shill a product and paid me, you bet I'm selling out. I want that.
Yes, I don't want that. Dude, just skip it. It's not a big deal. Now, it's a different... Chapter 301 Re-Gotenks. Is that DBZ Chapter 301 or Deep Dragon Ball as a whole Chapter 301? Because as a whole, it's a distinction on certain websites.
It's a different thing if it's something potentially illegal. That you're shilling for.
Like they're saying there was certain things that you can get to be a lord or a lady.
Oh yeah, I'd love to hear more about that.
Yeah, you could have a plot next to mine.
Really?
In Scotland? Yeah,
Scotland.
What? Oh no. Oh whoops. But that is like a novelty gift that it's just like, hey, it's cool if you have it or not.
Yeah,
but. When you see people just going, hey, I got these Raycons, you put them in their ear, they're like, hey, this is good. you could be like, no, they're lying. Like, no, you just don't necessarily like this sound profile. You can't say that this is bad or they're wrong or this is lying or this is a scam. These are headphones. You put them in your ear. They make sound. They block out the noise. They do everything that I say. Now it's they sound good. And they're half the price as other competitors and stuff like that. You make your own decisions. Nobody is forcing people to buy these things. Nobody is forcing them to watch the ad. You can skip that. Even in streams and stuff where they have stream layouts where it's just, hey, here's the ad. Domino's, HelloFresh, whatever. I don't care.
I'm like, hey, get your money. This helps run the stream. Let's keep it moving.
Oh, and Phil should not care. But all of a sudden, because just by the fact that they do this, that they take a company's money for something that he believes with no facts that they do not believe in. This whole 20-minute video from a content creator that I used to love and currently still checks out is all worthless. This man is nuts.
Feeling is like when I watch that, I'm like, I hate this video now. Like, even if the video is good and the content is good and it's funny, the fact that you had to watch this fake product placement. There's enough fake shit.
And he has to put it in his mind
that is fake.
Hey, audience, this is bad. This is the wrong way to do it. This is fake. Don't believe in these videos, the entirety of the videos. This is the way that you should be doing it. Where you guys daily give me your money.
I have never in my life used an ad link. I've given a few people $1 or $2 on Patreon.
Yeah.
We gave Mark our money by using his ad link, his code.
Mark got something from us.
And I hope he goes with God with it.
I don't care about advertising. The people that I like, I'm happy to see them thrive. Yeah. I'm happy to see them get their ads.
If there's a Netflix for audiobooks, because Scribd was that, and it currently is, but it's like going through a reshuffling type of thing. If somebody was like, if there was a book YouTuber I listened to, and there was, hey, sign up for this and use my code and you get a month free, I'd be like, okay, sure, why not? Why not? It's something that interests me. It's something that helps you. Why not?
Podcast that I listen to on my podcast app. Oh, skip. I don't really care about this therapy session. Whatever.
Yes.
Skip. Moving on. Hey, you guys got your money. Good for y'all. I do not understand his mindset, especially when you have to consider he has taken sponsorship.
Yes, that Assassin's Creed, that OPC, all that.
The beanbag chair.
We don't need to have people who used to be genuine on the internet doing this for passion and for fun.
You're passionless now because you run ads on your thing. Now, it's no longer just about passion. This is your passion, Phil, but it also pays your bills. This is even if it's not AVGN's passion, but we're just going to say it is. It's his passion, and it pays his bills.
It
can't both be true.
Not one or the other. Hey, cause Phil is also in the mindset of, he pops on the stream. He pops on a stream. This is 4 hours or 4 or 5 hours of his time. That stream is done. That content is done.
Yes.
He doesn't think about the fact that this person has to write, record, watch, or play whatever they're doing, put it out, hope it's not demonetized. That is a whole lot of time for the things that they're doing. That's a whole lot more of an investment of time that they're doing. If they make 1 million views, they'll make what, $2,000-3,000 dollars on the ads. And what if they don't make that 1 million views? What if they're one of the 500,000, 100,000 people? Well, that's all that they make. That's a lot less for a lot more work. So you get that ad, Raid Shadow Legends, they'll give you that $2,000-3,000. And that $2,000-3,000 goes into the next video or the time that it took to make this video. But no, it's just not genuine because Phil decided that it's not genuine. Does Phil hate fake feeling ass because he's not because he's so paranoid about if people are being real to him? That's a big thing with trust and stuff like that for him. And he said that he's been betrayed so much,
so many times,
when he factually has not. So maybe that is what it is, where he's just like, everybody needs to be real 100% of the time. But there's some things, there's some things that I can't tell you guys for the sake of my family. So he's not being real in
Hey,
that
Phil,
moment.
is that your Champions account? Be real with me.
No, prove it. No.
Passion and for fun to now, I made a video today to push NordVPN.
No, he made a video to do the content he always does, and NordVPN provided money for it. It wasn't to push. He didn't go, hey, I need to push NordVPN content. Let me play this game for 20 seconds, and then the rest of the video is NordVPN. Would the video be the exact same without that ad, yes or no? If yes, the video was not created with the express purpose of shilling content to you.
NordVPN just comes up to a creator like, make a video about the history of VPNs, but only include Nord, not our competitors. What does he think is going on here?
Phil, you would not be doing this if you made no money. Do not talk about passion. If the money stopped coming, you'd spend the last of your savings on a strong rope and a weak stool.
Betrayed like Goku, stuck in that hyperbolic time chamber. That's all he is. Stuck in this moment of lick and I'm always right and they're always wrong because of this thing that I've arbitrarily placed upon their heads.
We're almost done with my 5.
And, oh, by the way, there's also something in that video you might enjoy, but please.
There's something in this video, this 20-minute video that you might enjoy. What is this 1 minute that you can just skip?
It's not the reverse of, there may be something in this 20-minute video you won't enjoy, which you can just skip. There's something in this shilling video that you may enjoy. He sucks!
There we go. Mudahar just put up his video on the completionist.
Hey!
50-minute boy.
Hey, right after
That's what I'm talking about.
Get NordVPN, you know? I don't want to do that. You know what I mean?
Then don't! But don't knock other people that do it!
No. Sorry. I'm not doing that. It's not. If I would rather quit. I would rather quit making content entirely.
Oh, did you see his hair? Because the stream sure didn't.
Oh, no.
I would rather quit. I would rather quit making content entirely.
That is a river that just separates two pieces of land.
He needs to just quit. No, you wouldn't, Phil. That's a lie.
Entirely. Then sell out like that and become a fucking shill, a paid character.
Hey, are you still watching AVGN even with those products?
This isn't a new thing with this ad thing, Phil.
Cotton Candy Hope says, "Is that denial?"
The denial.
What happened with the completionist? What happened with the completionist? Last you heard, he bought out the eShop. No, it's a lot of charity stuff that's going on where he's not spending the money, but he's getting the money and just holding it and saying that he donated it. He has not spent it on anything, but people have looked at his tax returns and they're just very shifty and it's very bad. Look up Carl Jobst or Some Ordinary Gamers for the full thing. They have comprehensive videos.
Watch what I say and do. I can't be genuine with my audience, right?
Who says that?
He's saying that the only thing I can think is he's saying that you can't be your authentic self because you have to be as corporate as possible for the sponsorship.
So is AVGN swearing and stuff in that video?
Yes.
If yes, then he's not. I'm sure they're just not. I'm sure they're like, hey, don't badmouth our product.
Yes.
Hey, here's the things that we want you to hit. They sound great. They're half the price of the competitors. They fit in your ear.
Wrestling promotion.
Hit those. Say whatever you want. Like I said, Mr. Gigi, he makes funny ads where he raps and does skits and stuff. Internet historian, he does full on skits of just, hey, I'm Nordman and I'm doing dumb things like I'm in the club, and he'll just pepper in NordVPN like in the beginning and the end, but they're just very funny things.
Have this sponsorship that I'm dealing with, right? It's ridiculous. I can't stand it. I just cannot stand it.
All right, we're done. He's such a piece of shit.
It's just the most fun thing to talk
Trident A.
about,
Morris
and it
says,
shouldn't be.
Bald side Phil.
I love this man. I just love him.
It's an endless well of entertainment because he's so bad at everything at all times.
He's just the worst.
I miss him. I wish for nothing. And that's why I said in the video for the Final Fantasy X, I want Phil to fail because Phil failed, not because somebody messed with him so much that he went away. I want it to be.
It needs to be. I refuse to take a sponsorship, and I went broke because of it.
I want Phil to drown because he went into the water with lead shoes, not because somebody pushed him. That's my biggest thing. It's funny. It is hilarious.
Oh no, we're not doing this.
Well, Hoppo.
It's them talking about Dragon Ball Z.
Oh my goodness.
Grand Line reviews and dude, I know it's bad.
We can probably add that to the stream list. Chickadee, check that out.
Yeah, we might do a full stream on it.
Chapter of Goku and Vegeta fighting on Earth with a bit of
That
color,
is such a treasure.
which, firstly reminds me of how short Dragon Ball chapters are, because this is like 8 pages.
They are very short. Yeah.
Dutch
Well, I don't think they're
says,
usually 8
Can you
pages.
check up on Gokit 23?
This one's very short.
Huh.
Extremely
Oh,
short.
you're frozen.
Online for a very agreeable price.
Okay.
It's not one of like the big ones.
It's no
Like,
it's
not
no
like-
Zora
it's not-
statue, but it'll do.
No, it's not. Or it's no Dragon Ball Chapter 1. Those
It's
things
a
go for
scam.
thousands and thousands.
What do people get from this?
That's a very good. But what do people get from this?
We're animated.
I'm hungry.
I am too.
Stop coming to these. Vote better.
We will.
Go to
Shove on.
Phil is the best, and I will hear nothing against it. This man is my heart. Bring my groceries in my house.
As you are supposed to.
Hey, cart monkey. House. Wait!
Hey. It's over there.
Hey.
That's the room.
Kitchen's that way. No hablo inglés? What's going on here?
Sir, I am Italian.
Well, gabagool!
Give us film up. We simply could not. Strictly because of the blood pressure.
Yeah.
There are going to be times where there's fun feels going on, and there's going to be times where it is the most angering, nonsensical feel, and we're going to scream, and we're going to get so mad, and it's just not going to be...
If Phil's stuff was more popular with us, I would do like a subathon for charity where if we hit a certain threshold, it's another hour on the stream and it's just all Phil videos. If our Phil stuff was more popular,
It's not. It's our least popular stuff,
which is fine. It's just some random
for
dude.
us. Hey, but we've exposed some people to Phil.
But that would be very, very fun.
Yeah,
because I
can see us doing something like that with a Goku T23 or something. I wouldn't want to, but I could see us doing something like that. Got not. Oh, we do know what's coming up. We wrote it all down. We know every video we're doing for what days we're doing them.
Hopefully.
And hopefully nothing goes wrong. Blink out TV. I would cry. Cause Black Friday just ended too, dude. I'd be salty.
Like I said, there was a 65-inch TV that was like $220. I was like, I should just buy this and just have it just so when my TV has just been going strong.
It should have just been in the living room.
Yeah, I should have done that.
Yeah.
We should have we could have all put in on that.
Yeah,
Why didn't
that would have been like $70 each, $75
That
each.
would have been. I wasn't thinking. I
Right.
got what I needed.
All right. Yeah. It was special. Who gives a shit? All right. Shove off.
Dun, dun. It's my demon time.